Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show and tell you about Noom. Has Noom helped you? I believe it has.
Oh, that's got an app. You can do tracking. It's terrific.
It does. Noom builds personal plans that can meet individual needs. That's the thing. Takes into account any dietary restrictions, medical issues, other personal needs. That helps build a plan that works for you. And yes, so I know that you've had your own personalized program here that you've been working on. And
it's weight loss This is weight loss results that last. They stick around because you get yourself into a lifestyle change. That's what matters.
That's mainly it. You can't just say, I'm going to cut that out for a month and then go back to it. That's not what it is. So I'm glad it's helping you. That's great. And it really does. I like the psychology and biology-based approach here. Yeah. Noom Weight uses psychology. That's why they say losing weight starts with your brain, but it also takes into account your unique biological factors, Jimmy. All of your multitude flora and fauna that goes on inside of you there. Sure. Yeah. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com, Noom.com here, based on 3.5-year study of actively engaged Noom users with minimum starting BMI of 25. Individual results may vary. Visit our website for more information. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about Rocket Money. It's the start of a new year. It's the perfect time to get organized, set your goals, prioritize what matters most. And for me, top priority is getting myself together here. Financial wellness, doing that, which that feels important, just feels like adult stuff that you have to do. And thanks to Rocket Money, my goals feel achievable now. They show me all my subscriptions in one place, help me easily cancel ones I forgot that I've been paying for, which happened to me. Absolutely happened to me. For years, I was paying for something. I was like, what is going on here? Rocket Money found it and saved me lots of money since then, because it's been a while. So they did a great job here. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder today. That's rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder. rocketmoney.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
This week in Calera, Alabama, when a wife, mom, and OnlyFans model is found dead in the street, the only question is, was it an accident, a stalker, or something much worse? Welcome to Small Town Murder. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Small Town Murder.
Yay!
Oh, yay, Jimmy is on it today.
Hey.
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Petrogallo. I'm here with my co-host.
I'm Jimmy Wisman.
Thank you so much for joining us on another amazingly fun episode of Small Town Murder. Crazy, weird, dark stuff here. We're going to go back to Alabama this week. It's crazy episode. Before we get to that, though, would like to definitely say, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. What's there, you may ask? Merch, number one. Get all the merch you want. Also, tickets to live shows. Live shows in person. Austin, you are up next, Austin, Texas. So get your tickets. Phoenix is sold out the next night. No chance of any tickets there. We are releasing the few tickets we have left for Tarrytown, by the way. People have been saying it's sold out. We have a few tickets left, so we're going to get those out there. Get your tickets for Boston. And get your tickets for the virtual live show. Yeah. It took place on October 30th is when it's happening, but you can watch it for 2 weeks after that. You can buy it whenever you want. You can watch it 100 times. Hang out with us. Wait till you see our costumes.
It's great stuff.
They're amazing. Just like a regular live show, but you're in your house. Do that. Shutupandgivememurder.com. One more plug here. Patreon.com. Facebook.com/crime in sports, which is the name of our other show, which you should be listening to, by the way.
Known that.
God, we did Vigo the Carpathian from Ghostbusters too.
Unbelievable.
You didn't know he was a Nazi and a professional athlete, did you? No, we didn't either, but we found out.
There you go.
So check that out. Do that. Also listen to your stupid opinions. But patreon.com/crime in sports. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get the whole thing. Wow. You're going to get hundreds of back episodes immediately of bonus stuff you've never heard, and then new ones every other week.
You're crazy.
We're crazy over here.
It's outrageous.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
we're sick.
Take advantage of our mental illness right now and sign up for this amazing deal. You get new ones every other week. One crime in sports, one small town murder. You get it all. This week, what we have for you for crime and sports, we're going to talk about this hilarious sport called pedestrianism.
Never heard of it.
It's from the 1800s. Yeah. It was more popular than baseball and soccer and everything else in Europe. And it's the dumbest thing you've ever heard, and we'll talk all about it. Old-timey madness.
Can't wait to find out how you score.
You don't. It's like power walking. Then for small town murder, we're going to talk about this exorcism documentary that's on Netflix right now.
Unbelievable.
The Devil on Trial. That's a much different movie. The Devil on Trial. It's about the only trial where someone tried to use demonic possession as an alibi, I guess you could say.
Unbelievable.
An excuse. Yeah. And also just kind of exorcism madness all over the place. We'll do that. Patreon.com/crime and sports. Get in there right now. And you get a shout out at the end of the regular show here. So can't beat that. Get in there. That said, disclaimer time. It's a comedy show, everybody. Now, the murders, nothing funny about them. Sometimes, but not the actual murder. Yeah. There's nothing funny about the actual murder. The funny parts come all around the murder when someone goes, hey, I think I can get away with this. I bet you can. Because most of the people we're talking about are not bright enough to try to do that. So that's the thing here. What we don't do, what we go out of our way not to do, is we don't make fun of the victims or the victims' families.
Why, James?
Because we're assholes.
Yes,
but we're not scumbags.
There you have it.
See how that works?
Pretty good deal.
Pretty simple. Yeah. So if you think that sounds good to you and you think that sounds fun, you're on board, excellent. If you think true crime and comedy should never, ever go together, maybe we're not for you, but maybe we are, and maybe you're just not really.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. Yeah. That's all we're saying. But for the rest of you that want to hear a crazy story and can't wait, we have it for you locked and loaded. I think it's time. Clear the lungs. Let's all sit back, arms to the sky, and let's all shout.
Shut up and give me murder.
Let's do this, everybody. Let's go on a trip,
Here we go.
We're going all the way to Alabama.
Golly.
Here we go. This is Calera, Alabama.
How do you spell that?
It's Calera, Calera, Alabama.
Almost like the disease.
It's cholera, Alabama. Let's go, everybody. Any other Oregon Trail ailments here? Dysentery, Georgia, are we heading to next week? So Calera, Alabama. It's in central Alabama.
Yeah.
And this, by the way, if you're going, this sounds familiar, we did this case for the virtual live show. So we do the virtual live shows like every 6 months.
That was
and then
a while ago.
6 months later, we'll do it as a regular show because, you know what, it's a story that we have done already. So I'm not going to just throw it away. We're doing it. And it's we pick great stories for live shows. So it's a good one here. Central Alabama. It's about 35 minutes to Birmingham.
Okay.
Go up there. It's about 3 hours and 15 minutes to Chinchula, Alabama.
Oh, boy.
Which was the last Alabama one before this, which was Bargain Bin Bundy.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember.
Yeah.
And then we did another Alabama, but that's another story.
Recently, yeah.
So this is in Shelby County.
Okay.
And the motto here, wow, they're pushing hard to the rack here.
Yeah.
The heart of Dixie.
Oh, so
the heart of the heart. So
you see, there's a heart, but right there in the middle of that, that's the heart.
Where the left ventricle of the heart of this doesn't have the same.
Yeah,
I don't feel it doesn't pop
zing
off
with
the page,
ventricle.
right?
It's too many syllables.
What else? Aortas, maybe it's a heart thing. I'm looking in this book. It's none of it.
The valve of the heart.
No, that don't sound good. Nobody likes V's in there. That doesn't work. Heart of the heart of that perfect.
Heart of the heart.
Heart of the heart of Dixie. So it is Dixie through and through here.
Bet.
Incorporated in 1893, Calera gets its name from the Spanish word that means limestone.
Oh, does it?
I suppose so, or it did in 1893. The town was known as Lime Kiln Station before it was incorporated, and then they said, well, that sounds like...
It sounds gross.
That sounds like a filthy industrial shithole. Let's change that name.
That sounds smoky.
Lime Kiln Station does not sound good. That's like when they give them names and numbers.
Yeah.
Like some of them were like, this town was called like Area 62, Space 5 before
Quadrant
it was
38.
before it was called, Pleasant Town or some shit. You're like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
The location was in the heart of the lime-producing area of the state.
Didn't know.
One of the largest chemical lime-producing areas in the United States here.
Oh, it makes that?
Yeah, who thinks where do they make chemical lime at?
Yeah.
Unless you're trying to get rid of a body quickly.
Right.
You'd really have no need to even think about it.
Oh, boy.
So it was established, this county, in 1818, and the county was named for a Revolutionary War hero and the first governor of Kentucky, Isaac Shelby.
Yep.
And the first courthouse was built of logs. Fucking logs.
You bet.
Well, they Lincoln logged the first courthouse.
What was that?
It was initially housed in an old school building, which was a log building, and then they built a brick courthouse in 1854. Good move. Yeah, that's a good move because, as we know, everything in this country burned down from like 1885 to 1930. So they had to rebuild it. It's now known as the Old Shelby Courthouse, and it houses the Shelby County Museum and Archives.
Yeah.
And the current limestone courthouse was built from 1905 to 1906 at a cost of $300,000 then.
What a deal.
Which is like... Wow, a lot of money.
$7 trillion.
It's so much money now. It's ridiculous. 1905.
It's the GDP of our country.
How the hell did they afford that?
$300,000.
How did they get $300,000 in a small county back then? That's wild.
That's a big bank loan.
Wow. Shelby County has a long history in agriculture. Since about 1990, it's become a big location for growing soybeans.
Oh.
So there you go. You
Okay.
know, soybeans. Reviews of this town. We've never been there.
Yeah.
The hell do we know about it?
I'm not going.
I don't plan on it anytime soon. No, probably not. 5 stars seems out of the way.
Yeah.
No reason to go there. I don't think we're going to do a live show in Calera. Probably.
I'm not flying over it even.
No, down there. It's crossing over it
There's
much.
nothing.
5 stars. Small town. Nice people.
Love that.
Easy to find everything. Clean.
Is it?
Clean.
Yeah.
It better be. There's nobody here. Starting to build it up more and more. They are building more houses, places to eat, and things to do. Anything you need can be found in the city. Right. Easy access to the interstate or even back roads to get to nearby cities.
Okay.
I'll stay off of those, thank you. I've seen my cousin Vinny, and I will not have a repeat of that.
This town is like a plaid skirt, easy access.
Easy access. 4 stars. The crime in my city isn't bad. We'll be the judge of that.
Right.
I think we have the stats, and you don't.
James is more thorough.
We got this. It's pretty rare when something bad happens here. If there is a problem, the police comes when they aren't busy.
Do they?
When they aren't busy? We're busy now.
Yeah.
Hey, my son just stabbed my husband. We're busy. The police, they will comes when they're not busy. If they don't have other stuff going on.
Also, never put if there's a problem in anything, because I'll always say, check out the hook while my DJ revolves.
Well, at least they didn't say they'd solve it.
Yeah.
So that helps. They didn't say they'd solve the problem.
Comes and solves it.
But by the way, every single word
Yeah.
has a capitalized first letter in this. So they
Is
had
that
to do,
right?
They didn't just do all caps.
Shift,
They shifted
capital P,
every
every
single word.
Wow.
It's the weirdest
If
fucking... I've never seen it
there's
before.
a problem.
Yo, I'll solve it. It's weirder like that, right? It's much weirder
That's
like
nuts.
that.
Yeah, it's like lyrics.
It's strange. I don't know why they would present them like that, and there's no like spaces after the periods.
Yeah.
Anyway,
And the cops comes.
they'll comes if they're not too busy.
That's awesome.
3 stars.
Yeah.
I don't know much about this area.
Okay.
How about you learn a little before you make a review then,
Shouldn't
stupid?
have logged on.
What are you doing? Why
Yeah.
would you go, I'm going to make a review of this.
Why'd you-
I don't know very much about it. Click.
Why'd you wait on all those sounds your computer was making?
And should I give it 5 stars? Well, I don't know too much about 1 star. Well, I don't know too much. We'll just go 3. We'll just play it right down the middle just in case.
Play it real safe.
2 stars. For late night food and drinks, there is 1 bar
Yep.
and the restaurants close early. The 1 bar is very small and crowded. I bet it is crowded
Yeah,
if there's only one of them.
What's it called? Jesus.
they're not
No
telling
plug?
us. They're not telling us.
Come on,
Jesus.
man.
They want to keep it. You kidding me? It's crowded already. So many more people.
Don't tell anybody about the paper tiger.
Fuck. 1 star. Like living in Mayberry. Police are very crooked. They don't know how to handle new people. new people that come in.
Do the police handle that?
Apparently. When you come into town, they're going to handle you, apparently.
How long you been?
Shit. Cheap-built houses everywhere, and nothing is open past 10 p.m. They only have 5 stores.
That is tough.
Or as the other person put it, anything you need can be found in this city.
Before 10 p.m.
Before 10 p.m. They're not out late much.
Right.
People in this town, 16,126. So that's actually a decent-sized town. It's 35 minutes from Birmingham, so that makes sense. So it's like driving distance to Nashville.
But
almost.
It's a nice little area that's a little secluded, a little out of the way, a little peace and quiet.
Oh, a little,
a little questionable.
A little questionable. Yeah, I don't think
a little dicey.
A little dangerous for guys like me. Probably, I don't like it.
Maybe more ethnic than Toby Keith.
Yeah, it's a little bit. Yeah, that's the scale. I feel like more ethnic than Toby Keith means stay off this back road. Population 16,126. There's way more females than males, like over 52% for some reason. Right. 32.4 is the median age.
So young,
low. Yeah, that's very young. I think maybe the college being close by. Young children are all above average, and 25 to 44 are above average. So they're fucking and having young
families,
children. It's pretty obvious what's happening here. 56% married. All like the divorce rate's lower. The married with or single with children is lower. So it's kind of a family area here. Race of this town, 65.6% white, 27.9% black, 0.9% Asian, 3% Hispanic. Religion here, a lot of religion, 70.7% religious, and Baptist, 51% Baptist.
Roof.
As we know, Baptists are the Catholics of the South.
Number one,
they're going to be everywhere.
Jesus.
Number one every week with a bullet. Unemployment rate here, very low. It's under 3%.
That's great.
Which is extremely, that's actually not great.
That's dangerous.
When it gets down that low, then they can't find people to do shit at that point.
Got to import them.
It's weird, Apparently you want like a 4, like economically in the balance. A 4 means that there's people to, I mean, it sucks for that 4.
It's not going well for them.
But for everybody else, I guess it's good. Median household income here is $70,500.
They're doing well.
About $1,000 more than the national average. So that's fine. Everything's great there. Cost of living here, 100 is average. Here it is 100.1.
Right around there,
on the money there. And we find that housing is actually the low thing here.
Really?
That's what's cheap. Median home cost, $228,100.
That's unbelievable.
That's not bad, and they're doing well with their finances, so not too shabby here. And if you agree,
here we go.
and you need to come here, we have for you, if you want to be done with all your shopping by 10 p.m., we have for you the Calera, Alabama Real Estate Report. The average 2-bedroom rental here goes for $1,260, which is about the average. And anytime there's a college anywhere near anything, rent prices are way up because that's all everybody's doing. Here's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 1,344 square foot house. It's not bad. It says "Attention Home Hunters" on the listing in all capital letters here. It's nestled near a limestone park and Oak Mountain State Park.
What do you do with the limestone?
I don't know. Just look at the lime.
Scrape your knees.
Go, that's dusty and weird.
Bunch of kids leaving with scraped elbows.
I don't understand that. Perfect for families. It boasts a water heater less than a year old.
Oh, the house does.
The house does, not the park. It's perfect for families because the water heater works.
Yeah, you can take a bath.
So a backyard shed and a front storm shelter for safety. 0.75 acres. Not a bad house. $99,000.
$99,000.
3-bedroom, 1,350 square feet.
That's like a trip in time. That's what I paid for my first house that was that size.
In 2001?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
2003.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here's a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 2,556 square feet.
Okay.
It's built in 2016, so it is
pretty new.
It's pretty new. It's interesting though. It looks. They staged it. Obviously, had someone stage it. Like no one lives. It's set up like a hotel lobby.
Okay,
no one lives like that. No. It's weird. No one puts fresh lilies out on a daily basis. I don't think.
Where do you throw your bags when you walk in the door?
Exactly. So it's a little bit weird, weird here, but. It's interesting. Okay. It's $310,000.
How many square feet?
2,556. 4-bedroom, 3-bath. That's not bad. Nice, but it's very cookie cutter.
Yeah, you can make it your own for that money.
You gotta want to live in a cookie cutter neighborhood to have that. This one here, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, T-bowl.
That's it
for each and every beehole out there. 3,050 square feet on 2 acres.
Fucking what?
It's lovely.
Yeah.
This house is absolutely has been redone to the specifications of 2023 HGTV.
Yeah.
Like
gray and white.
They just barn doors. They watched somebody
really? Barn doored it.
Somebody redo a house, and they were like, "Fuck yeah, that's all there is to it."
Move that bus.
That's it, and it's in 5 years it'll look like shit. Everyone will go.
Yeah, 5 years, somebody's gonna walk in and go,
"Why all the gray? Why all the gray?" A lot of Photoshopped things in here too. They Photoshopped a Pac-Man arcade machine in here for some reason, which is an interesting choice. If I go into a house and I expect a Pac-Man machine,
and it's not there,
you better have a fucking Pac-Man machine. Is all I'm saying.
Have some questions,
especially for $724,900.
That machine's about $800. Just get it and put it in the house.
But you know what? It's just been reduced. It's been slashed. $699,900, baby. It's a bargain. Get on in there. And then finally, things to do.
Here we go.
The 3rd annual crawfish boil.
Yep.
Let's get boiling.
I don't get it.
I love a crawfish.
Oh, boy.
Oh, they're so good. Pop those tails off.
It feels like a lot of work.
It's not. You pop the
It's a lot
tail
of
off,
sucking.
you pull it out, you suck the thing, you suck the body
How
out.
much meat is it?
In the tail, a little bit of meat. You eat like 50 of them. They're great.
That feels
the
like
whole thing. You get a pile and it's fun, and you rip them apart and you get them and you eat them, and there's potatoes. It's fucking good. Jeez, man, am I more southern than you here on this?
Just
What's
feels
going
like
on?
Feels like a slaughter for nothing.
Yeah, it's great. They're fucking river roaches. Who cares? Slaughter them. They're great.
Pretty gross.
They're delicious. I love them.
I made them at the river.
They're great.
And just ate the claws, just like cracked those up.
That's the one thing you don't eat.
Is that right?
Just throw those out. They're too tiny. Yeah, you just pop the tail.
Yeah,
you pop the tail.
Yeah, it is. They are. There's not a lot of meat in the claw.
No, you don't. Nobody does that. Yeah, you pop the tail, pull the meat out, and then suck on the body,
and then
you get all the
it.
juice out, and the seasoning that you've done, and then you throw it away. Whole thing, throw it away. Yeah, they're good. We had a big boil over the summer, man. We weren't here for it.
Son of a bitch! I can't believe it.
This year, there's local vendors, fun and games, live music that they're not going to tell us about because it's so good.
Yeah,
I love that. So brag about it.
Yeah, big fan of the mystery guest.
Yeah, it's presented by the sponsor ERA King Real Estate.
Oh yeah,
yeah. They're saying, "Come on down." They say they invite you to our 3rd annual crawfish. But that sounds festive. The ERA Real Estate people. Also, the Strawberry Festival and Car Show.
Yeah, why
Let's
not?
mix those together. I like
have a strawberry shake and lean over my '67 Camaro.
How many years did the organizers have separate festivals? They're like, it's got to be the Strawberry Festival drawing people away from us, and vice versa. So they finally said, you know what?
Yeah,
like two warring mob families that we could share this neighborhood. What do you say?
Bill brought that fucking hot ass Nova out of his garage. Nobody's gonna come get shortcake.
He's got a '69 Challenger. His wife's got the shortcake. This place is fucking great. It's my favorite. It says there's nothing like biting into a sweet and juicy strawberry.
Yeah.
Strawberries are wonderful.
Pretty legit.
And you add some festive music and a dash of outdoor family fun, and you've got a recipe for a good time Charlie. It doesn't say Charlie, but I'm calling you Charlie.
A little bit of some Beach Boys with a surfboard on the top of a Volkswagen.
Kokomo
That's a day.
on loop.
Let's do it.
Kokomo on loop. Not even old Beach Boys, the 80s Beach Boys.
Stamos Beach Boys.
When they're like, we're all sober Beach Boys. We don't even...
Manson who Beach Boys.
Yep, those are the ones. Our drummer's dead, Beach Boys. The one who hung out with Manson drowned, don't worry, Beach Boys.
Everything's fine.
Poor Denny.
Yeah.
Denny was a mess.
They were supposed to be. It was a messy time. Yeah.
Be a mess. It's the 60s. It's invite a gaggle of hippies over to your house and have them take over. Who cares?
That's great.
So they said that the Strawberry Festival will feature all of the above. Well, that's good. At least they weren't telling us things and then go, now we'll have some of that stuff, but not all of it.
All of the above.
In addition to strawberry vendors, attendees will find food trucks, a car show, a kids zone, and plenty of live music.
Sure.
Who's the live music from?
Who is it?
Local high school bands and choirs.
Nope.
Oh, that's going to be great. As well as guest musicians, Automatic Slim Blues Band.
That's Automatic Slim.
Automatic Slim Blues Band. That's a whole...
Right, but is it Automatic Slim Blues Band or is it Automatic Slim Blues?
No. Automatic Slim Blues Band. 4 words.
Yeah, but I don't know where the emphasis is supposed to be.
I don't think you're supposed to. I don't think we're supposed to know where the emphasis is supposed to be. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
Their emphasis is from 12 to 2 p.m.
There you go.
So if you're a performer and your fucking call time is like pre-noon, you're not doing well. I'll tell you that right now.
This high noon that's when you start?
And then
Jesus.
the headliners will be the Headliners is the name of the band with a Z.
Yeah.
The Headliners.
They have to go
They go
last.
on at 3, of course. I mean, they won't go on before 2. That's the thing that comes with that. It's the 11th time they're doing this, and the event planners hope to make it the biggest one yet.
Sure.
Tyler Madison, who runs this joint, says, we're trying to make it the biggest it's ever been. Just come on out and have some fun.
Do what Tyler says.
Just come on out and have some fun. It's not even trying to, I'm not going to sell it to you anymore. Just come on out, okay? Eat a fucking strawberry. What do you want?
Make it big.
Then he says it's a free-for-all festival for the community, which he means it's free for all, but it makes it sound like people are just brawling in the streets, throwing strawberries at each other. And,
WrestleMania of the whole town.
yeah, slamming each other on classic car hoods and shit.
Hell yeah.
The Strawberry Festival will be a cupcake eating contest.
Oh.
Featuring cupcakes provided by the local bakery Creations Galore and more.
Sure.
So you got to have that, obviously. And there's the whole schedule here of everything. Enjoy a day with family and friends. Vendors will be selling foods, arts, crafts, produce, and of course, strawberries, obviously.
There fucking better be.
Then there's a kids zone where they claim to include a princess character meet and greet, face painting, balloon art, inflatables. These are all things you can promise.
Yep.
And unicorn rides.
Yeah, no,
I'm calling you out on that, sir. Where's your unicorn?
Show me a picture.
You have a pony with a fucking horn strapped to his head.
You glued a corn cob to that thing's face.
There's a leather strap around its chin. You're not even fooling children with that, I don't think.
Unless you hammered it into this poor horse's face.
They might have made one.
And you need to be arrested.
Made me a unicorn. Here he is.
Staple it to its head.
Wow. It says enjoy a plethora of baked goods, such as cake pops, while perusing the handmade crafts, clothing, and jewelry displayed from various vendors and vintage boutiques. It's also a swap meet.
Yeah, it's every festival in America.
It's all of them. So that said, crime rate.
Here we go.
What we are interested in here. Property crime is slightly above average.
Oh.
So there's more
than you think. Maybe these cops don't come.
I was going to say, nobody comes is the problem. That's the issue. Violent crime, though, murder, rape, robbery, and, of course, assault. You'd expect that to be low at least. Right about average.
What in the fuck is going on?
I don't know what's happening here, but these people seem to be, they seem very happy and we're crime-free. And if there is a problem, which there never is, apparently there is. More than...
Maybe that's why they didn't solve it.
I think so. Well, maybe they should have checked out the hook.
Yeah. Get that DJ revolving.
That's what I mean. That's the problem. I don't think anybody realized what's happening here.
Yeah, that guy just stopped it if there's a problem. He didn't do anything else.
Nothing else. So that said, let's talk about a murder here and some wild shit here. Let's start out hot. January 13th, 2018.
Yeah.
There is a young lady named Makorsha Purifoy.
Hell yeah.
That's a handle, boy. That's Makorsha Purifoy.
I'm glad you're saddled with that burden. I don't want that one.
They're both hard to say.
Yeah.
It's one of your names, but when both are hard to say,
it's like, oh my God.
Your brain goes, oh no, what do I do? It panics.
I'm not in the right place.
Your brain's set to pronounce one name. And you're like, oh God, both of those are hard. I don't know what to do.
Two nightmares. Did I leave the country?
Yeah, that's why I'm lucky my parents didn't name me after their grandfathers. And I'm not Gaetano Biagio Petrogallo. That would have been... People's head would fucking explode. At least James are like, all right, I understand
that one. Yeah.
So now she's 19 years old.
Sure.
And she is headed out. She lives in this suburban neighborhood, and she is headed out to go to her work at a fast food restaurant.
What one?
Don't know.
We don't know.
Not important at all. But she's going out to sling French fries in one way or the other. I assume maybe it's that one. What is the one Alabama one we did?
Oh, where the fries, you got to eat them in the car.
You got to eat them in the car. Was it Checkers?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I want to eat them wherever that was because the fries sounded really good.
Yeah, you got to eat them in the car. Otherwise, they're trash.
They're trash. I love all the Alabama where people were like, she's full of shit. because nobody waits to eat them fries. They were like so vocal.
Yeah, ain't no way she's telling the truth.
We got so many messages and everything. That lady's lying because you do not wait to eat those French fries. And it was like, not even like a joke thing. They were all dead serious. Like, when you get those French fries, you eat them right away. That lady is lying. Put her in prison.
Yeah, it's the most. Does your kitchen cook grits quicker than anywhere else?
It's
argument ever. It's amazing.
Damning circumstantial evidence in the history of murder down there. It was wild.
Are we to believe that your stove cooks grits faster than any other place on the planet?
That boiling water soaks into a grit faster on your stove than on any other place on the planet. Love that. So boiling water soaks into the grit. So McCorsha says, it was dark, it was cold. Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure like what I was seeing. It's January.
Right.
In northern Alabama in January it gets cold.
In the South, just in general. It gets cold. They have fucking ice storms.
They'll tell you the weather's not. The weather is horrible down there. In the summer, it's 100 degrees and humid, and it's cold as shit in the winter.
It's just shit.
It's hot and shitty.
The worst weather in the country.
My dad lived in North Carolina, and I'm like, when is it nice out?
Never.
It went from freezing to fucking humid, sweating, my ball stuck to my leg in a day.
4 seasons of it'll all kill you. It's crazy.
It's insane down there. So the weather gets rough down there. Yeah. So I guess this is before dawn. This is pre-dawn.
Oh boy.
And she is driving, going to fast food. God, Jesus, leaving your house pre-dawn to go make fucking hash browns.
It's freezing.
Oh, God, Jesus, that's rough. And she says she spotted something in the road.
Yeah.
She said, I think I see a person laying in the road. Is what she said. She was on the phone. She called her mom and said, I think I see something. Well, halfway in the road, she didn't know. So rather than, pulling up and checking it out, she went back home to get her parents.
Circle back, get mom.
She didn't want to go check this out by herself, which I don't blame her. It could be somebody who's, playing a trick, and they're going to jump up and kidnap her. You don't know. That's smart. So she's like, she goes home and gets her dad and her mom. Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you about the safest sponsor ever, Simply Safe. Absolutely, these people will keep you safe. It's amazing. You know that every 26 seconds a burglary takes place in the United States, according to the FBI. That means that by the time this podcast is over, dozens and dozens of homes will have been targeted, ransacked, God knows what happens here. So protect your home before it's too late with Simply Safe proactive security system. Simply Safe helps stop threats before they even have a chance to break in. Named Best Home Security System by U.S. News and World Report 5 years in a row. And by us for about the last 8 years as well. If you trust us, believe me, you want Simply Safe. So visit simplysafe.com/small to claim 50% off a new system with professional monitoring plan and your first month free. That's simplysafe.com/small. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
Now back to the show.
This show, Small Town Murder, is brought to you by BetterHelp. Get yourself some therapy, everybody. Honestly, here. We often hear about, red flags that you should avoid. Hey, that's a lot of a thing. It's become a real phrase now, real cliche. But why don't you focus also, you look at like green flags in friends and partners. Look for good things as well. Right. And maybe you're not sure what that looks like, though. Therapy can help you figure that out. What are positive things? What are the green flags? And then you can practice them in your relationship. It's absolutely a fact. And so, honestly, we absolutely are huge advocates for this. It really, really helps. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable. It's convenient. They serve over 5 million people worldwide. You can access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists, wide ranges of specialties there. Here's the coolest part. You're not getting along with your therapist, you're just not feeling it, you can switch at any time, no extra charge.
Wow.
The thing is, they want you to get help. That's it. And you can do it with BetterHelp. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/smalltownmurder today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
And takes them, and they return to the scene to try to check this out. Yeah. And we'll return to them later. We'll circle back. So right now there's a family standing over what's possibly a person lying in the road.
After circling back, we will circle back.
We will circle back. Yeah. And let us introduce some people here. Okay, let's talk about Kathleen Dawn Martin. Okay, now she'll go by Cat West.
Hell yeah.
as West will be her married name later on, and Cat is short for Kathleen.
Pretty sick
and
name.
That's her like kind of internet personality is Cat West. So friends of hers say she's very extroverted. Right. Always. She's born in 1975, by the way, and she's very extroverted, and they said she's always the life of the party.
Right.
They said like she has like an online personality that we'll talk about later, but sure, it's kind of like her regular personality too. And it's weird because a lot of articles talk about how she's led a double life.
Oh.
But it's like not a double life at all. It's a out in the open life. It's very strange how they act like she was like, they act like all like the husband and kids went to bed, and then she grabbed a mini skirt and went out on the street and gave $20 blowjobs. That's what they act like it was, and no one knew about it. Right. That's how they act like it was.
Wait until she heard snoring in the house, and then she's like, blowjob time.
Like one of those suburban prostitution rings where all the mothers are like, we're bored. I don't think that ever happens in real life, but in movies, that's always a thing where like 8 attractive 35-year-old ladies
who's just tired of going to soccer practice.
They have kids in the 4th grade together, and they're like, "You guys want to fuck for money? We should, right? We should totally do it." And then they just get together and do it. It's a weirdest shit.
Slice one more fucking orange on a
Sunday. I can't
Sunday.
do it. Can't do it anymore. Saturday afternoon, the goddamn Alabama football game's on. I can't do it. I'm not doing it.
I just want to blow a stranger.
For money I don't need. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
That's all that happens. I've seen like 6 movies where that's a plot. And it's like, how is that a plot?
For walking around money.
Yeah. Just feel like doing it. I know it happened once in real life.
Did it really?
Yeah, there was a real thing that happened, and they've made like it happens everywhere now.
What a dream.
That's amazing. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that's her friend. That's Kat's friend, Brittany, that says she's very extroverted, life of the party. She said Kat would get on stages and sing. She couldn't sing for the life of her, but she would sing. She would sing. She was proud of who she was. Now, that's the type of, and that's the advantage of being like a hot woman.
Yeah.
You can have no singing ability. You get up there and people are like, yeah.
Give it hell, girl.
Whereas us, they'd be like, okay, fucker, get off the fucking, come on. Jesus Christ, quit wasting
You're going to sing the
time.
second verse, too?
No.
You already did one. Get out.
He's not doing Freebird. No, it's long. No. Give him like an Ace of Base song.
Is that
short.
the intro to November Rain, you son of a bitch?
No. Scenes from an Italian restaurant? No. I'm sorry.
He's going to air guitar Slash's part.
Fucking A. He's going to air piano Billy Joel solo, and I won't have it. So, as a kid, her mom, Nancy, said she loved to be outside. That was her thing. She liked to go out. She said that was her big deal. She had a swing set.
Yeah.
So she liked to be outside in the swing set. She likes to be seems like physically active.
Doing things, yeah.
She likes to move around and do things.
Yeah.
And later on, we'll find out when she gets drunk, she gets really active.
Really?
Yeah, when I get drunk, I'm like, we laugh, I'll walk around a little bit, but I'm not like, hey, let's go play basketball.
No.
Like, that's not.
No, I'll throw up.
Yeah, she goes on a trampoline when she gets shit-faced.
I will for sure throw up.
You are tempting fate right there.
Honestly.
That is brutal.
How good was that drink? You're going to taste it again.
Imagine we went and like what we did at the steakhouse there. Imagine we had like 3 martinis and then jumped on a trampoline. We were throwing up anyway. Never mind. And before you call us wusses, they were really strong.
That's a lot.
That was just basically like
just
glasses of vodka with a fucking olive in it at this place that we go. They think they're doing us a favor.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you're going to like this one. It's just a shitload of vodka, a splash of olive juice, and then a couple olives on a stick.
It's crazy. So we leave drinking like fucking 16 ounces of vodka a piece, and we're like, I don't feel so good.
I had martinis. Why do I feel like I drank a quart of vodka?
I had 3 drinks, but wow, I don't seem so nice right now. That's how we were, though. We were a mess. Yeah, I shouldn't have eaten all that food. That's how we were.
I need more food. I didn't have enough.
Yeah, Jesus, I think I got to put more food on top of that. So Kat's parents are Nancy and John Martin, and they say when she was in Florida, that's when she grew up in Florida. They say she doted on her dolls all the time, as like some
a mom would. Yeah.
Like some little girls are really maternal with their dolls. They want the dolls that shit and then you have to feed and everything, which is strange. I don't know if it's just a boy thing or just the fact that I'm lazy, but I didn't want any doll that needed to be tended to. like a wrestling figure. You just stand it there.
Yeah.
It doesn't shit itself. You don't have to feed it.
And he's good until you want to wrestle him.
That's it. He'll hang out. Yeah. You can throw him in the closet. He won't cry and shit. None of that.
And you can get one, and he'll be patient until you get the Iron Sheik to wrestle
there.
with him.
He'll get there. Nikolai Volkov will patiently await his tag team partner. It's fine. No one's worried about it. So, yeah, they said that, and they said she wanted to be a mom someday.
Yeah.
Her dad said when she got a bit older, she wanted to do modeling.
Sure.
And she has a real kind of Marilyn Monroe obsession.
Yeah.
From a young age.
Yeah.
She's real into Marilyn Monroe. And there's women who are real into Marilyn Monroe and women who don't give a shit about Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah, I don't think there's much in the middle of that.
There's not in the middle. No, they're either like, oh, I don't like her, or they're like, oh my God, she's the most iconic, whatever the fuck. So wherever you fall, it doesn't matter.
A lot of people just go, she's a person.
She's fine, yeah. Now, her friend Brittany says she kind of looked like her. Okay. And she tries to recreate some of her photos and her hairdos. Okay. And a lot of her pictures, she has like the kind of that updo, the blonde, like platinum blonde, bright red lipstick,
titties out,
boobs popping, that sort of thing. And she tries to like replicate. So it's like some of her clothing is like that she'll wear. It's like it's that kind of early 60s kind of like that kind of dress
pinup
cut.
Girl shit? Yeah.
Not the pinup girl shit.
No?
No. The pinup girl shit's different.
Okay.
The pinup girl shit is a completely different.
Not necessarily rockabilly stuff.
Pinup girl is like more like hanging in a motorcycle shop or some shit. Whereas this is
Betty
more
Page,
like this is more like that early 60s kind of classy attempt at whatever.
White and black stripes, that
type of shit, or like the little flowy skirt with the, type of shit. Less grease under the fingernails than a pinup girl.
A little more Gidget on the beach.
A pinup girl looks like she'd jerk you off and your dick would be dirty when it was over. And you'd be like, what'd you get on there? You know what I mean? That's not like that.
I think I prefer that.
That's fine. Oh, it's not.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying filthy's great. I'm just saying that that's what she's not Marilyn Monroe. It's a different thing.
Kind of want to scrub my balls and go, is that 10W30? What is that?
Yeah. No, the Marilyn girls look like they would be like, ew.
Yeah.
That's
grease. Yeah.
Dude, not grease. Ew. Something came out.
It is grease.
Whereas I feel like the rockabilly girl is like, where are you going to put it?
Yeah. She just rubs it on her face.
Yeah.
You don't have to shoot it up.
Where are you putting it?
You don't have to put it in my hand.
Where do you want me to aim it, I feel like? Up or down?
Put it in my hand. I'll put it where it goes.
No, don't worry about it. Yeah. So she's into Marilyn now. Her friend said she was obsessed with Marilyn Monroe and tried to emulate her in every way.
Okay.
And her pictures were definitely like that. Yeah. And her friend said, and this is not shocking, when you have the here's two statements that she made, and one definitely piggybacks the other. She was obsessed with Marilyn Monroe and was trying to emulate her in every way. There were some self-esteem issues there with her. Which there were some self-esteem issues with Marilyn, too, so that makes a lot of sense. She craved adulation from people, whether she knew them or not.
What is that?
She wanted, that's every person online now.
Yeah. That's Instagram. Fuck shit.
That's Instagram.
Is full of it.
Like, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If Instagram tomorrow didn't show likes or follower counts, would you even bother posting on it?
If I didn't know who I'm reaching, no.
No,
fuck
see what
no.
I mean?
I'm out.
There you go.
And the only
tells you why you're there.
Then the only reason I'm in there is because of the show, and I want to be able to try to advertise as much as I can, or show that people are going to see that the show's up, whether whatever. But it's just that's all it's for. I don't understand somebody with 20 fucking followers posting everything about their life. That I don't.
That's
get.
Why they have 20 followers, because no one cares about their life. It's not interesting to people at all. No one cares about.
But that website is full of those people.
No, that's what I mean. So that's just what we've all I'm not taking
lottery?
shots.
Is it a lottery that like the dream is that shit creates a fucking 2 million follower account?
Yeah, I mean, I think the dream for everybody is that that can be their job now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many people bought a fucking van and tried to drive around in the Sierra Nevadas or whatever as it's like we're going to be Instagram people now.
Somebody just said that there was a study, 12 million quote unquote influencers are on Instagram. I still don't know. What's the fucking definition?
What does that mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
What's the low end? What's the fucking floor of followers for an influencer? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, everybody thinks they're an influencer, so who knows?
Damn it.
So the dad said, "You tell her she's beautiful, And she'd say, "You're just my mom and dad."
Yeah, she doesn't believe anybody.
No. So she's very pretty and needs to be told it a lot.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah, she needs it. Her parents said her feelings of isolation and self-doubt and depression would spiral out of control.
Yeah.
Because she was so, freaked out about everything.
Wow.
Her mom said, "I don't know how many different places we took her. She went to a lot of counseling."
Really?
So the parents are doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Number one, they're there. They're paying attention.
And there's counseling involved.
They're telling
therapy.
her, "Hey, you're beautiful," and then they're saying, "Okay, that doesn't work. Let's take you to counseling." So I mean, that's really, and especially for back then, because she was born in 1975.
Yeah.
So she's a teenager, like 1990.
Yeah.
At that point, it was like, fix your shit. It was more like there was less counseling and more like tough love at that time and shit like that. Like your kid just needs a discipline. That's what they need.
But I mean, that
so it's nice
person,
that they recognize
that person has existed since the dawn of time.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Remember Summer Rental? The chick got that hot chick with the amazing tits, and she's showing them to everybody.
Yeah,
and the husband's like, just tell her they're nice because it's all she wants to hear.
Yeah.
That person exists everywhere. There
always.
are gorgeous people.
Marilyn Monroe was that person. I mean, that's...
And she got it. Everybody told her, and she still didn't get it.
She fucking married several famous people and was a huge movie star and...
Didn't matter.
Was iconic and everything else.
Fucked the president.
I mean, fuck the president, which, I mean, what's that worth
I guess
at this
you can
point?
do that at any time now.
Or for the last, I think ever, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have, I don't think fucking the president was as big an accomplishment as people thought it was.
As much of a task.
Now that we know what people did back in the day and forever, we're like, I think these guys just fucked whoever was
Seems like
around.
it's pretty easy.
Her parents said she was battling bipolar disorder and drinking too much.
Oh.
So those two things don't go together well.
No.
That's bad. It's self-medicating for bipolar with alcohol just tends to extend the depression times, which isn't good at all.
She's just taking a willy-nilly medication for depression, or was it like prescribed?
No, she was not. She's just drinking. That's what I mean. She had bipolar and she was drinking.
Oh, no.
So she's unmedicated and drinking. So it's kind of tough for her, but she's starting to get her shit together by about 2004. So she's 29, is when her life kind of comes together. Through her 20s, she really had a lot of problems. I mean, she was just a lot of depression problems, drinking problems, some issues that her parents were trying to help her out with.
Very normal, though, right?
In your 20s to try to not know who you are and find yourself.
That's the time to do it.
That's the time to unravel and then ravel back up again.
Yeah, your 30s are supposed to be your 20s with money.
Figure out your 20s.
Yeah.
Well, your 30s. Who the hell makes money in their 30s anymore? Yeah,
if you've gone to college. And,
you meant if you're like
normal
a responsible
people.
person, not us. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah,
I thought you meant. I was thinking like we're people like us.
You thought I was talking about us? Trash?
No, not trash. No, we didn't have shit. So this happened at a 2004 Super Bowl party here, and that's where she met a guy that she was smitten for here.
Sure.
He's a guy named William Jeffrey West. And he goes by Jeff. So Jeff West.
Billy Jeff
West. Yeah. Jeff West, which sounds like an Old West sheriff. I'm Jeff West, and I'm going to clean this town up.
Or Batman's son.
Jeff West. Yeah. This is my son, Jeff. I'm sorry, Robin, but we're going to you're going to put you on the shelf for a while. We're going to put Jeff in there.
Adam West is like his voice is just like a little straighter Goldblum.
Kind of, yeah.
Goldblum is a little more flamboyant. That's all it is.
Well, Goldblum has more of he has more of like
pause and draw.
He has like a walking thing once in a while where he's like, so I was walking to the store and you know what I mean? He'll pop that out in there and pop his eyes.
And then he'll drag a word out forever.
Yeah.
And then a long pause and then hit you with a word for no reason.
And then he'll talk a really fast sentence like this where he'll just pop one in like that.
God, he's a wild card.
So I was thinking like he's really his.
I was thinking.
It's all it is with him. It's change of pace. He's like a pitcher who's.
Yeah.
This one fastball's 96, the next one's 92. He's hard to hit. That's what I mean. He's good like that.
Now I throw another fastball.
Yeah.
it's crazy.
He throws it in there, which that's his, there you go. You just figured out Jeff Goldblum.
That's Jeff Goldblum.
That's his whole thing that he does.
Wild.
So now Nancy, that's Kat's mom, said they fell in love on their first date.
Is that? Well,
Jesus.
Somebody did.
I guess so.
Can't do both, right?
It was really love at first sight. She said it really was.
For all of us.
And within a year, they're getting married.
God damn.
I mean, they met. I guess they're both like 30, too. Yeah. I think it's one of those things where
also,
they're looking for someone.
Yeah.
So
you meet a smoke show that doesn't know she's a smoke show. You better marry her tomorrow.
She knows she's a smoke show.
Does she?
Oh, yeah. That's why she Yeah. Yes.
She just needs it.
She needs it. That's what I mean. If you take sexy pictures of yourself and put them on Instagram, it's not because you think you're ugly. Or put them on OnlyFans. Even more, you want people to pay for it.
Right.
It's not because you think you're ugly. You know what I mean?
Instagram, you're giving it away for free.
Yeah.
And that person even knows.
I think maybe her thing is like, I'm tired of everyone wanting to fuck me and not wanting to be with me might be the thing of her, you know? Yeah. So Jeff West is a local Army recruiter at the time when they meet.
Oh.
So he's a military guy and kind of a straight-laced kind of a cat.
Yeah.
And they get married in Las Vegas.
Okay.
There we go. Going to have that. In 2005, they are going to have a daughter as well here named Lola.
Yeah.
So they're going to move around the country with Jeff's job. And like an Army recruiting, if you're successful, that just means you're going to really move a lot. Yeah. They're going to just put you in wherever they need you. So that's a tough gig.
Yeah, if you're good for it, they want you in every state, getting more and more of these boys.
I would assume if you're a recruiter, you want to stay in the mediocre range so you can kind of stay hey, let's not get too good here.
If you like the school your kids are in, just dial it down a little bit. Let a couple of fish go.
That's it. Yeah, you don't want to be a superstar in this scenario.
Throw a couple back.
Hey, good. Now we're going to move you to a terrible place where we can't get anybody to join the Army even.
Have you heard of Fargo?
That's where you're going. So they move all around with the daughter. Her friend, Kat's friend, said Lola was her light, Lola was her gift, and she adored her daughter. Yeah. Which, I mean, she's always wanted a baby. So this is like, finally, and she's like, 30 years old, too. Yeah. It's a good time for her to have a baby, I would think. It's
2005?
2005.
Yeah, that's when they had the kid, huh? Mm-hmm. That's an interesting time to name a kid Lola.
Lola.
That was early for
L-O-L-A,
that one, right?
Lola.
Yeah,
that's why or maybe late.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's born in 75. If her parents listen to classic rock on the radio, she's heard that song
a million times.
Quite a bit, and it's stuck in her head, and she's like, L-O-L-A.
But I mean, because that's a popular name now.
It is, which is strange.
Lila and Lola, both of them. But I think she got in early.
That's very early, 2005. So 2007 comes along, and they end up filing for bankruptcy.
Oh, no.
While living in Cartersville, Georgia, which in 2007, there was quite a few people filing for bankruptcy.
If they weren't, they were just giving shit back and blowing up their whole lives.
Just giving shit back like I did with a house. Yeah. Here you go.
You can have this back, I guess.
Luckily, the mortgage company we had was like under a huge investigation.
Oh,
so we were like,
that's great.
Fuck you, take that back. And never heard another word about it. Didn't fuck with my credit or anything.
Is that right?
Swear to God.
I short-sailed one and it fucked me for 7 years.
No, the mortgage company was like completely being taken apart by the federal government because they did all sorts of illegal shit, so they couldn't like do anything.
Wow.
Because like the loans were all like not technically legal, I guess. Whatever, so we were just like,
wow,
you can have
that.
Incredible. Peace out later.
They took my house, fucked my credit, and then there was a HELOC that they didn't satisfy before giving the money to the...
This is entertaining, the podcast right here. Jimmy's HELOC. This is real. This is what the people want to hear. This is what they want to hear. If I ever listen to a murder podcast, I hope someone brings up their HELOC.
That's great. I was just going to say they washed it because they didn't have the paperwork for it. Because it was in 2008 when they gave it to me.
Oh, it's just a mess.
So they didn't have the paperwork, so they called me and were like, we have to forgive this. And I was like, well, that's great.
Sounds good. Thanks.
I used that to buy a motorcycle. Whoops.
Good. I didn't have it to give you anyway. Thank you. So, they go in and they do the same thing. 2007, Cartersville, Georgia, they go bankrupt, and the case is handled very routinely. It's closed within months. At that point, this was very common. Bankruptcies were popping left and right. So they end up, at some point here, they move to Southern California.
Okay.
And this is in 2011. They live here.
Sure.
They moved to Southern California. And I guess her friend Brittany Driesler, the one who's been talking about her, I guess her husband was thinking of enlisting in the Army.
Oh, I know a guy.
I don't know how old he is, but
I know a guy that could use him.
Yeah, my 37-year-old husband doesn't know what to do with himself. So, well, he's not really our top.
Perhaps his credit's fucked and he can't get a job.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't want soldiers that are like, if you've been in the Army, but you can't just show up at 37.
Yeah.
Your knees are gonna hurt. Get the fuck out of here.
You've got a HELOC for Christ's sake.
You got a HELOC to worry about. You got all sorts of shit going on. I got a mortgage. You know what I mean? No, but I don't want that.
No,
showing up all complaining.
Yeah.
37-year-olds, that's when it starts to fall apart.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
You can't sleep in the shit that they give them to sleep in. It's going to hurt in the morning.
You're going to need a special pillow because your neck's messed up. They don't give you that.
there's a bombing and you got to go out and it takes me a minute to stretch.
You got to be 19,
yeah,
or else it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's at the recruiting station. Brittany said that Jeff West basically convinced her husband right away to join the Army.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. And Brittany said her first impression of Jeff, he was just super reassuring and nice.
Yeah.
He was just nice. And so this is how they met. This wasn't Kat's friend to begin with.
Right.
Her husband, she walked in with her husband to a recruiting station, met him. They hit it off.
Uh-huh.
So Jeff invited them over to hang out.
Come, bring your wife.
Come on and
Meet
hang
my
out.
wife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they came over to the house. Kat answered the door.
Sure.
And they have a baby, and she's dressed up nice, and it looks like the perfect little family.
Wow.
Brittany said that she was just in her tank top and shorts and really happy and bubbly. Hey, girl, right off the bat, she was like, you want a drink?
Yeah.
This is the house you want to go to.
This is so fun.
You walk in and they're all putting drinks in your hand.
Yeah.
That's good stuff here. Brittany said they look like a real happy couple. They said that it was kind of like they were an unlikely couple.
Yeah.
Basically. And
yeah.
We'll put it this way. If she's a 9, he's about a 5.5.
Okay.
So
all right.
It's one of those.
And straight-laced military.
And straight-laced military.
Yeah.
So they're like, this is a weird.
How did you two get
like,
together?
He's not rich or anything.
Yeah.
Like, what's up with that? Brittany said, quote, seeing how Kat carried herself and what she looked like, and then seeing Jeff, and she takes a pause and goes, I know opposites attract.
What the fuck?
Which means, he's a troll, is what she said.
He doesn't deserve her.
She said, put a horn on his head and call him a unicorn, and the kids could ride him at the fucking strawberry
Staple
festival.
it to his scalp.
Because he's a monster.
Wow.
He's a hideous monster, she said. She said, I know opposites attract, but I was like, that guy pulled that girl? Yeah. She said, you never know. It really never made sense to me until I started to get to know them more.
Oh.
I mean, it was to the point where you go, that's your wife? Holy shit. Where'd you get her from?
Yeah.
Which, that's swinging a little bit above his weight class.
That's awesome.
I'd say there. I mean, good for him, but also that's stressful.
It is.
We're not good at handling that, guys.
No.
We need someone that we feel like is in our range.
Yes. And believe me, I can appreciate an incredibly hot woman, but
yeah.
I know that's not for me.
You look at that and you go, there's
good for whoever gets to ride that ride.
There's like basketball players that are trying to fuck her. I don't have much of a chance here. So,
I just know that I'm beneath the minimum height requirement for that ride. That's all.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I just go, I can't wait till one day I grow up.
Yeah, that's well, it's to hang on to that. Because like a woman like that is hard.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of guys have the confidence for that,
Right.
especially if they're hideous.
And if you can manage that, fucking
good for you.
High five, Daddy-O.
But most of the time, you're either very handsome or very wealthy.
Yeah.
So for a guy who's not very handsome or very
Right.
wealthy, he has got some fucking confidence.
And,
he must have a hammer on him, boy.
And that's the other
what
option.
What kind of confidence it is on this guy?
It's confidence, looks, money, hammer, and probably in that order.
It's confidence, looks, money, hammer. Probably in that order, I'm going to say. Goldblum answered you.
Yes, he did. I think it's in that order.
I think it's in that order, probably. So she is asked if Brittany is asked if she would describe their marriage as a conventional marriage, and Brittany laughed and said, "Definitely not."
Okay.
Yeah, it was. They said that Kat was she was wild. She said she's wild. She said that she would jump from the kitchen counter to the sofa and just shirtless and braless. She's taking her tits out while people are over and leaping from the counter to the couch like a fucking calico.
And military
with her tits out.
Yeah, how do you handle that?
That's a lot.
Oh,
it's one thing if a woman's hot, whatever, but she's like, "Here are my tits, brah." You're like, I don't know what to do with this.
I mean,
I know what to do with it for a little while, and then I
know what to do with it for 30, 40 seconds.
And then after that, I don't know what to do with it anymore.
I hope you know what to do with yours, because you're going to be crying a lot.
People are. I invited a guy I recruited for the Army. Oh, good, I'll get my tits out.
Wow.
That's wild. And the interviewer said, "Wait, in front of you and your husband this would happen?" And she says, "Yes." My husband would go, "Oh my gosh."
Yeah, he did.
They're like, we're Can we come over here all the time? This is great. Jesus Christ.
It's free.
Holy shit. I'm going to join the Army, the Navy, the Marine Corps, the Air Force.
Yeah.
Anything else you want me to join? The Boy Scouts? I'll join them all.
Is there a tip jar to keep this going?
This is incredible.
What happens if I stop tipping?
And Jeff's just like, oh, that's my wife. That's what she does.
Wow.
And there's a baby in the house and everything. She's like, my tits have gotten bigger. Yeah.
What a great
Good
mom.
for her. Good for her.
Yeah.
So they would hang out at home, and they also go out to bars and clubs together, the couples, and all that kind of thing. Brittany said she'd be lively and animated, and Jeff would be just sitting on the couch, relaxing, having his drink.
Wow.
It's very weird, like a Hugh Hefner relationship.
Yeah.
Like, now go on, girls, go out and go out and frolic.
Show them your tits, girls.
Oh, show them the goods, ladies, and then I'll be sitting here in my weird smoking jacket.
Yeah.
So they said that Brittany was asked if the two of them would fight ever, and Brittany said Kat would fight, Jeff would not.
What does that mean?
That if you've seen the Sarah Boone trial, I think that's what they're discussing.
We're just going, all right.
The text messages in that trial. Everybody, do yourself a favor. It's all on YouTube, the Sarah Boone trial. The text messages.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, the video she recorded, you know what happens in between videos or whatever. I mean, they're all her being aggressive,
it's
Sarah Boone being aggressive.
It's a drunk girl yelling at a man.
Yeah. And him go. And then the one with the video is because she's not drunk, she's mad at him.
Wow.
He fell asleep. She wouldn't let him in the room, so he was sleeping on the floor in the hallway. And she came out and yelled at him. This is Sarah Boone, not George Torres, not Kat. Yeah. And she's like, I told you not to go anywhere near me. And you're out here, and now the whole hallway smells like you.
Oh,
and she's like yelling at him to I don't love you, get the hell out of here.
And she's sober?
She says, you drank, there was enough vodka there for two people to feel real nice, and you drank it all. She's mad because he drank her vodka.
Went through her portion to get to his.
It's wild. But text messages are different. And text messages, you can see exactly what everybody says, and it is just her haranguing this guy and him saying fucking, I love you. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm sorry. What did I do? And like, she's just like, you Puerto Rican piece of shit. Like shit. Like you're like, what the fuck? Yeah, this lady's crazy.
God
fuck you.
Damn.
Then she'll like text her the guy's mother and be like, he's a piece of shit. You should come pick him up. Like,
don't get my
he's
mom
40-something years old. You're like, wow. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So Kat would fight, Jeff would not. I'm not saying Kat is like Sarah Boone. I'm just saying that reminded me.
That's
I just
how they
watched
fight.
the trial.
Yeah.
She said Kat would get emotional. When she was drunk, she would get loud. That's normal. She would get feisty, is the way she put it.
Girl, you got to be so specific.
Feisty. When you say a woman who's drunk gets feisty, that's the guy version of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A gal is a pain in the ass. A dude punches shit.
They're violent, yeah. But he would sit there and just say, okay, boo-boo, okay, I love you. All right, baby girl. Huh. She'd go crazy and yell at him. And he'd go, all right, I love you, which is kind of what George Torres did too. So she said, he was never, ever jealous, though. There was never any put your tits away.
Yeah.
None of that.
Of these people.
He's got a lot of confidence, I'll say. And one other friend said that surprised me because I don't think many men would feel that way about that. No.
Yeah.
Your ultra hot wife with her tits out. A lot of guys would be like, oh, Jesus, I don't like this at all. So 2014, they moved to Alabama.
Okay.
Here they come. Lock, stock, and barrel moving right into Alabama here. And he got a job as a campus police officer at a college here. So that's where
he's
hang
done
out.
with the military now.
Apparently, maybe he's retired. He's probably been in for 20 years at this point or something.
I doubt they're sending him to this little town as a recruiter.
No, I mean, if he's, what are we thinking here, 20, he's 40 at this point, probably been in for 20. He probably did his 20 and got the fuck out. So he's a campus police officer here. And the couple always makes time to be together. They have regular date nights. And they try to keep this marriage cooking along. And it's been 9 years now, so you never know. But they're moving it. Hey, everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit more about our stylish friends at Quince. That's right. Let's go elevate your styles, people. Yeah. Get it going. Look good out there. And you can do it now without breaking your wallet, without breaking the bank, because at Quince, you can get high-end, versatile pieces at prices we can all actually afford, which is very nice. You want to get good stuff. that lasts and it's good, and they have quality stuff that's very affordable. And you can do like we did, upgrading our stuff here, while still being a very reasonable price. Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices, along with premium fabrics and finishes. It's all quality stuff. You're going to love it. Trust us, it looks good. And I've got the leather jacket. It's a very high-quality item. Real nice, soft leather. Yeah. Jimmy's got his linen pants he's rocking.
Yeah, they're terrific.
Come on, be like us. Be fashionable. Get in there with Quince. Indulge in affordable luxury. Go to quince.com/smalltownmurder for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/smalltownmurder to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Hey everybody, just going to take a quick break from the show to tell you a little bit about a very cool place, Thrive Market. Yes, we are both looking to get into the healthy swing this year. The problem is I don't know what's in everything, and I don't know if even I'm qualified to even read the labels to know if that's good or that's bad. Right. There's chemicals in things, and there's things floating around. I don't know what I'm doing out there. One of my favorite features, and I know you were talking to me about this, is the Healthy Swap Scanner in the Thrive Market app. Yeah, it's simple. You scan any item, and it'll instantly suggest a cleaner, healthier grocery alternative, it's great. Amazing. Yeah. That's great. Thrive Market also takes the guesswork out of finding these safe, healthy foods. For example, like I'm trying to get my protein intake up for energy. I'm always moving around. I need stuff. And I love that you can filter their site by the high protein options.
Nice.
It's very cool. And you can personalize this portion and you can put filters on it. And get ready. You should be ready for a junk-free start to 2025. Get ready for it and head to thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder and get 30% off your first order plus a free $60 gift. That's THRIVE market.com/smalltownmurder, thrivemarket.com/smalltownmurder.
Now back to the show.
Experience furniture shopping the way it's meant to be at Mathis Home, your ultimate furniture superstore. From sofas to dining sets, from modern to classic styles, they have everything you're searching for. With over 230,000 items to choose from, you're sure to find exactly what you're looking for at a price you'll love. Plus, everything is in stock and ready for fast, free delivery right to your door. So you don't have to wait. And if you're looking to really transform your space, take advantage of our complimentary interior design services. Our expert designers are ready to help with any project, whether big or small. And right now, check out the Lazy Boy BOGO event at Mathis Home, happening now through March 1st, 2025. Buy one Lazy Boy recliner and get another one absolutely free. Don't miss this limited time offer. Only at Mathis Home, your ultimate furniture superstore.
Now, Kat here, on Facebook describes herself as a full-time wife and mom. That's her. She's got internet personality kind of thing where she takes very posed pictures and very, staged shots. And on Facebook, she posted a lot of selfies, and obviously all the commenters would be like, you're beautiful, you're hot, you're gorgeous, all that shit, obviously.
Yep.
That comes out of the woodwork if you're a woman posting shit on there.
Man.
Boy. You will know quick. There's also photos of her wedding, though, and her husband, and her and her husband and her daughter playing in the snow and shit like that. So it's not
next amongst the boudoir.
No, not really boudoir.
Okay.
On here.
Okay.
Here it's just like selfies, and people are like, you're hot.
Got it. Yeah.
And then, but it's not like she's not trying to present herself as like I'm single and hot. She's like, I'm a wife and mom. Here's my husband and
here's
kids.
also what I look like alone.
But I'm pretty smoking at the same time. So she posts all that kind of shit. Her personal description, though, included the word exhibitionist in there.
Oh, girl.
And she doesn't mean art, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
She means having her tits out.
I think she means jumping from
counters to sofas. Yeah. She had a private Instagram account with 52,000 followers.
Doing great.
That just linked to OnlyFans, though.
Really?
So she'd have her site there where she'd post some teasing shit, and then she would have it would link you to OnlyFans that would say you go here for naughty fun.
Doggone.
And some of the images were included in a site for also mature hotties.
Okay.
So she's trying to get into the MILF market.
Stuff.
Yeah. So she posted similar content on Twitter here, where she joined about 2016. She started posting in March, and she would just initially tweet links to a site where she sold clothes, too. Okay. She sold dresses, coats, shoes, and kids' clothing. I don't know if she resold shit or did like whatever the fuck. So,
what do they call that? Or you up thrift? Is that it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
That seems douchey.
It's where you like take shit and then you make it.
You go to Goodwill and then sell it for $3
more.
No,
you go to Goodwill and then you customize it and sell it.
Oh, you customize. So that'd be like Etsy then.
Ish, yeah.
I don't know. So on August 11th, though, it all changed when it turned into never mind baby clothes anymore. She tweeted, "Happy Frisky Friday. Let's get this party started."
I'm done fucking around.
With a link to OnlyFans.
There you go.
Happy Frisky Friday. Who wants to see my tits? Is what it was there. So the description included a link to a wish list page where viewers could purchase lingerie for her.
Yeah.
And then she'll wear it for you. Oh, boy.
How fucking,
Why are we doing this?
Why isn't there a...
And we, I mean men.
Yeah. Why isn't there a...
We don't get to touch that person. Why are we giving them lingerie?
I've got a wish list full of Snap-on tools. Buy those for me and watch me work on my car.
That's all.
Nobody wants that.
No, I would hope not.
I wish they would.
I mean, I'm sure there are women that have weird car fantasies.
Do you think there are some that would want to watch you work on something?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, women love that shit.
Did I just start something?
No, that's pretty
huge.
Does
that exist?
Yes, absolutely.
Does it really?
Yes. You just invented something that's been around for a long time.
People pay to watch people work on cars?
Yes. They pay to watch people sleep. They pay to watch people do everything. Yes, there is a niche. If you can think of a niche, it exists.
Goddamn.
There's people making more money than you could ever fathom doing anything.
I'm 2000 and late and 2000 and broke.
Fucking that's what it goes, man. So this is, you can see sexier images here for $15.99 a month.
That's a pretty good deal.
That's like Hulu with no ads, and that's
three of us, by the way.
That's three Patreon. I think we put out more. Our tits aren't there, but our episodes are better.
We put more work, right?
Well, I would then yes, absolutely. If I had tits, that's what I'd be doing, but I don't. So Jeff, most of the time, he was the photographer for these. So that's how much he didn't mind. He was the one taking the fucking pictures. He was helping her and, like suggesting poses for her and shit. Like, this looks sexy, do that.
Bend it over.
And she had hundreds of paying subscribers that known her as Kitty Cat West.
Hundreds paying $16 a month.
She's making a fucking living. Her friend said she was very out loud about it. She was making money. So there's a weird thing when stuff happens in this case where lots of press accounts say double life. There's no double life.
It's one life.
I mean, during the day she's, a mom and getting her kid fucking Cheerios and chopping up fruit and shit, but then at night she's taking her tits out. But it's not a double life. Everyone knows about it. She's not just
It's called two jobs. That's all.
Her husband is involved in it. Her friends know about it. It's not. She posts it on her public pages on Twitter.
She just has two jobs that are polar opposites of each other.
That's all. Yeah,
she's a mom and she shows her tits.
She's like Batman.
She's like 65% of women, I think.
She's Batman, is what she is. Doing nice, boring work during the day, and at night she's
having the fun,
doing the Lord's work at night. So now OnlyFans, a little bit of background for OnlyFans here. It has become a huge deal for celebrities. The amount of money that people make on OnlyFans is staggering.
It's unbelievable.
It's staggering. Yep. There's actresses that go on there that make more fucking money on there than they do in their whole careers acting. It's insane.
And a bunch of them don't even show anything.
No, that's the other thing. They don't
What
even
is that?
Fucking, what are we paying for? I don't know why anyone would pay for nude pictures of anyone at this point when there's free porn.
It's 100% free.
All over the place.
Twitter is just porn now.
Yes.
Actual porn, James.
Yeah.
Cock money shots.
Well, that's
actual porn.
That's in between 8 trillion political posts. So that's all Twitter is now. It's just political posts.
Aggressive political posts and then a cock shooting jizz everywhere.
Yay.
Wow. Boy, did this turn out great.
This is looking good. So this, I guess the big thing was that made this big was the Bella Thorne thing when she went on there.
Who's that?
She was a Disney star.
Oh.
And then when she was older, she went on there. She made $1 million on the first day, posting, quote, lifestyle content. Not showing her pussy.
No.
Just posting, here's me I am.
Having spaghetti.
Yep. Wow. So, and then it became also, then obviously there's women who do.
Yeah. The Catch Me Outside girl.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's women who do. That's just a porn site that
That's
they
what
do.
she does.
They do their porn on there. So, that girl also
made $1 million.
She also sells, makes a lot of money in music.
Yeah,
that's just terrifying.
She sells quote unquote rap.
Yeah,
and then fist fucks herself. I don't know, man.
Fist fucking yourself, that's something.
That takes talent.
That takes talent. I don't want to hear her rap.
I don't either.
No, I don't really want to watch her fist fuck herself either, but I mean,
I don't want either of those things. That seems like a product that's not aimed at me.
Man. So they also say that there's a bunch of people. There's a former teacher in a YouTube video telling people that she quadrupled her income posting nudes on OnlyFans. Yeah. She said, I would wear things that allow me to feel sexy because when I feel sexy, I feel powerful.
That's when I make you get A's.
That's when you're going to get A's and B's right there. Here, another woman saying she's working her way through a neuroscience master's program.
It's amazing.
That's fucking amazing.
It's changing the world.
That is hilarious here. Also, a Minnesota pastor left the pulpit to go on OnlyFans and made a shitload of money.
Stop it.
Yes, because that's a real good business too. You could do that.
Yeah.
Or if you're now these college, if you're a college chick athlete, they all do OnlyFans with team gear around them and shit. They make. There are girls, because now they're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
There are college athlete girls that you've never heard of that play volleyball or soccer or something that make fucking millions of dollars a year.
Unbelievable.
Millions on
fingering herself on a Georgia Bulldogs
I don't even know if they're fingering themselves.
Yeah,
that's the other thing.
They might just be doing their homework.
That's the thing. Yeah, you don't know. That's what's fucking nuts. So, Brittany said Kat, when not behind the website, was not always confident. On the outside, not confident, but on the website.
Once that cam's on, she's killing
Once you can edit photos how you want and take the angle you want and everything, then she feels... confident. And she said, yes, you have your husband, but you always want to be pretty to others. And remarkably, Jeff seemed to love it, Brittany said. Loved that other guys paid attention to her because that made him feel like a big man.
Yeah, he's winning.
Look at me.
They want her. I got her.
I get to have, So she said Jeff got the best of both worlds. He was able to be with his wife. She got what she wanted, which was to get to make money. I get to show off what I have, and he's not going to leave me. Everybody's happy. He wants to see tits. She wants her tits out.
Yeah.
Doesn't care who looks at him. Yeah. She doesn't mind showing them to people. Everybody's happy. Wow. Great. Good for you. That's fine.
Imagine.
2018, her online shit really ramped up, though.
Okay.
She's pretty much, posting everything. OnlyFans is her big thing now. And Brittany said she was starting to get knee deep in that type of industry. I think she started to see money rolling in.
Yeah.
It was like, well, if I do more, I make more money.
Right.
That's, how you do with everything.
Right.
So, go get a hot dog stand. You're going to go, well, if I get 2 hot dog stands, I make even more money.
Start a podcast.
Let's
start 2.
Do fucking 5 more. And then let's do Patreon. And then let's never sleep. And then let's fucking record every goddamn day and every day and every day and every day.
It's going to pay off, I swear.
Yeah. And then with OnlyFans, she'd get providers, she'd get subscribers, and she could communicate with them, and subscribers could make requests with her and all that kind of shit.
Sure.
So that's how it's going. That's going leading up to 2018. December 20th, 2017 here. Here are some texts between Jeff and Kat.
Yeah.
Okay, this is December 20th, like I said.
5 days before Christmas.
Yeah, this is the getting in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
This is some real Christmas spirit stuff.
There's
right
some
here.
Tension?
When your wife sends you this right before Christmas, you're going to go, this is going to be a good holidays
I'm
here.
Getting nothing.
Quote, show me now or it is goodbye. No more games, never doing this holiday again with you. It goes the same every year. My family treats you like family. Your family treats me like shit. It says shut, I believe. Oh, it says shut. I believe it's a typo. Okay. I done with you being too scared to stand up to your mom for being a bitch after almost 14 years of promises. You have to want to be with me. I love you. You don't love me.
Your mom's a bitch.
Your mom's a bitch.
Boy.
This is a tough one.
Yeah.
This is a tough one. My first wife and my mother.
Didn't get along?
My mother, no, they don't get along. So my mother's, she's great, but she's tough.
Yeah.
And
she's an Italian lady named Angela.
That's what I mean. She's from the fucking Bronx. Her mother stabbed people. Like she's meant for conflict. And so like my ex-wife would get angry that I would not defend her. And I'm like, You two don't even need to talk. I don't need to be in the. If you can't get along, just don't even talk. And apparently that was unacceptable. And I was supposed to like.
You're gonna make me
make
fight
a
this
bridge
woman
between them, and like I was just like, just ignore her, leave her alone. She'll leave you alone, and let's stop it. And I don't know if I was wrong or not, but
see some cranberry sauce. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I really didn't have time for that bullshit. Is what it was.
I'm trying to make noodles. Get out.
Get the fuck. Yeah, go. So I was like, I wouldn't fight with her. That was my advice.
I moved out so I don't have to fight with her. Leave me alone.
I try not to fight with her. That was. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm going to tell you how
I know my mother. She's like a force of nature. There's no stopping her.
I don't know.
You can't stop her.
Perhaps she's changing now because she's always so sweet.
Oh, she's a sweetheart. But she never stops. She's like a fucking like floodwaters. Like just get out of the way. It's coming. Yeah, it's coming. So tough shit. So January 4th, 2018, right after the holidays here, Kat texts her husband, I know you're scared to tell me you don't want to be with me, but it's only hurting me more by lying. And then she said, if you don't want me, say it. He replied, baby, I want you. Do you want me? We never really talked after New Year's Eve.
Oh, my.
So I don't know why they're, this
2 weeks now.
2 weeks. After New Year's Eve. So in 3 days, they haven't talked about this or haven't talked at all.
What the fuck?
It's weird. So on January 6th, 2018, she said, this is the last time you will fuck me over.
Oh.
You promised. You don't want me, fine, someone will. And he said, I always want you.
Yeah.
And then she wrote, you're throwing almost 14 years of marriage away. Really? That's what I mean to you. And then she sent him a middle finger emoji.
Fantastic. I just started using it.
The height of maturity. That's good stuff. Another time she wrote, stop texting during the conversation.
Jesus.
So the middle finger emoji, that is... imagine your grandparents. Yeah. Everyone out there, imagine your grandma and your grandpa. And they're fighting.
And they're sending letters to each other.
And they're sending letters with a drawn middle finger on it. Well, there you go, Harold. And they're like, listen, Alice, I tried my best.
Stop writing back.
I will not accept delivery of your postage.
Middle finger.
Middle finger.
Drawn.
Return to sender, middle finger on it. There you go. That's how you had to do it back then. It took 3 days.
It's incredible.
So January 12th, by January 12th, 2018, it seems like everything is okay again.
Okay.
Because they're having a date night. So I don't know if they're trying to talk to each other. Maybe they're taking a date night to go talk about it. Sure. I don't know what they're doing here. But earlier in the day, Kat tweets a link to sell a woman's wool jacket that day.
Okay.
So she's got some shit for sale.
With this jacket.
A few days earlier, she posted a lingerie photo showing her bare ass linked to her adult site there. Yeah, it's a G-string type deal. I mean,
sure.
You see her ass stuff.
Thong,
I don't know when, as a society, we decided as long as your butthole is covered, I don't see your ass. But I see your ass. I'm not complaining. Yeah. I'm just saying your ass is on full display.
And sometimes the asshole gets.
I don't care if the asshole's seen or not. I don't need to see that.
Sometimes the ring around the asshole is seen, and it's like,
you're seeing
that's your asshole.
You're seeing peripheral asshole.
That's just because wrinkles are covered doesn't mean I don't see your asshole.
No, I see. Yeah, I see that you tried to bleach it and everything, but still, it's
seen when you've seen them all. I know what that looks like. It's right there.
Side of a butthole, my darling.
You got side hole out.
Oh, my darling, big butthole.
Side wrinkles, Jesus.
Side butthole wrinkles. So that day, also, he said he took their daughter Lola to middle school, and then spent the rest of the day hunting with his father, William Gerald West. Mm-hmm. So there you go. He's hunting. When he got home, that's when Grandpa, Jeff's dad, took Lola to spend the weekend with her grandparents, which wasn't uncommon. Yeah, that's a nice thing. Then they get a weekend alone together.
Get out of here. I'm going to solve problems with your mom.
And she's 12 at this point.
By the time you get home, it's going to be a happy house.
Plus, by the time you get home, you can't have a 12-year-old in the house while you're doing a lingerie photo shoot with your ass out, probably. Yeah. I don't think so.
Mom, is that side ring?
What is that? Ma, I can see side. No, I can.
Ma, that's side rink. I see it.
I see side. I see wrinkles.
I see where the color changes.
That's Ma. Seriously, you have a wider butthole than I think you're aware of, Ma. I don't think you realize. You picture your butthole as very narrow, but it's actually a decent width.
You need a fatter band on that thong.
Fatter band. That's how it goes. So Jeff and Kat go to dinner at the Red Zone Bar and Grill.
Hell yeah.
That's where they're going.
That sounds
here.
trashy.
That
I like it.
Like they're going to, on Saturdays, you can't even get in there when the Alabama game's on.
You can smell the beer mat.
Oh, yeah. I picture it like Toso's.
Or worse.
Yeah.
But yeah, that smell. That's the
smell,
place.
that stale beer and like old grease.
So bad.
And kitchen workers fucking each other in the bathroom and shit like that.
You walk in and you go, What is it?
What is that?
Is that bathroom
is it
or
old
is it
grease?
Is that
stale
grease
beer
trap
or piss? Oh, it's a lovely potpourri is what it is.
Combination of the three. Thank you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
It's a lovely
what
candle.
What a gift.
So her friend, Kat's friend, said they go out to a restaurant. They have some drinks and dinner.
Yeah.
And so after dinner, they stopped at a liquor store.
Hell yeah.
And security cameras show them shopping, and they look to be happy. They're not. Nobody's angry. Hands in pockets. They're like laughing. Their hands are moving.
We went to.
They're doing all.
We went to a sports bar, and we left that. Now we're getting more booze
to go home.
Hell yeah.
To tie one on. Yep. That's good shit. So yeah, it looks like they're happy. Yeah, this is a Friday night for the kidless couple here. So it shows them purchasing what appears to be a bottle of Lucid Absinthe and another bottle.
Okay,
so 2 bottles here, and everything seemed fine. At one point on the video, he even pats her on the ass a couple of times. So if you're patting on the ass, things are going well. In your relationship. If she's like middle finger emoji, go, come over here, sweetheart, and pat her on the ass.
Right.
So after drinks and dinner, that's when they stop. It's R&R Wine and Liquor is where they stopped, and they got absinthe. She picked out the absinthe. He got himself Jameson whiskey.
Jesus.
My God, he is going to town.
That's a man.
He's drinking like fucking McNulty.
Yeah. Drinking like he's got something to forget.
Like a divorced homicide detective. That's what you're drinking like. Who's behind on his child support.
Out of the bottle.
Wow. The total was $139.
Yeah, that absinthe is expensive.
It's expensive shit. Yeah.
And so is Jameson.
It's all expensive.
Jameson
Liquor's
like $40.
Expensive anyway.
Yeah. Jameson's like $40, $50 a bottle, though.
If you flick it and it's glass, it's going to cost you.
It's going to be.
If it's plastic, it's shit. You'll feel awful tomorrow.
$12.99. Forget about it.
So then they stopped at the grocery store to pick up an energy drink, a mixer maybe. I don't know. Or maybe they were just getting tired. Got to tie one on for the night here. Then they went back to their home in Calera where they each had approximately 6 drinks.
God damn.
This is after they were already drinking.
Yeah.
So that's drunk. They're I tell you, when they take the kids away, this is, as a person with kids, you're like, kids are gone.
Yeah.
Woo.
That's a lot of drinks.
That's a lot of drinks. Later on, after all these drinks, Kat changes into lingerie and asks Jeff to take pictures of her.
That's hot.
For the online shit. Yeah, now we're drunk in your lingerie. You're going to be fucking. It's going to be great.
Very little hotter than a super drunk chick. That's the worst.
It's like, take pictures of me. Well, if it's your wife, it's fine.
Yeah, but until she
if
bends,
it's a stranger,
until she bends over, doesn't touch the carpet, and then her face just plows right into the ground.
At least you have it recorded, so no one thinks you did it. That's not your fault.
Yeah, I don't want her falling down and then having bruises that she can blame on me.
That's what I mean. No, you don't want that. You don't want her to fall anyway.
No.
But still. So Jeff photographed Kat for her site, and that's how it went. She was wearing a pink bra, multicolored panties, and pink stiletto heels.
Shit, yeah.
Pictures were taken about 9:30, and Jeff said he then went to bed by himself.
Oh.
That night he posted a bottle. He posted a picture of the absinthe bottle.
Yeah.
Standing up on the counter at some point on his Instagram page for some reason. Okay. When you're drunk, you think that's a good idea to post.
Everybody's going to be so impressed.
You're going to be like, wow, he's drinking.
This guy's doing it.
So the next morning at 5 a.m. is when Makorsha Purifoy is on her way to work at the fast food restaurant. And she said she saw a person, what she thought was lying halfway in the road. She got her parents, came back. And Makorsha said her body was frozen, like frozen. I was traumatized. I was just in the car crying. She was only wearing a sports bra, is what she said. So her mother called 911, and the mother said they asked to see if she was breathing or not, and she wasn't. And so we just waited for the police to get there. She tells 911 operator she's face down with no clothes on. The lady looks dead.
Oh, my God.
Dead nude lady.
Yeah.
I know you guys are busy sometimes, as I've heard from a review, but could you comes now, possibly?
Face down, ass up, all blue.
All blue.
Comes.
Dead.
Yeah.
So they said you could hear her saying ma'am over the 911, trying to wake her up, but she's obviously got no response. And she said her husband touched the woman and saw no signs of life to see if she was cold or just whatever. That you could tell from touching a dead person.
There's no animation here.
No, that's not good. She said she noticed the lights were on in the house across the street, which was the West home.
Oh, it's her house.
That's the West home here, and said the front door was opened. This is the Markosha's mom, through which she could see a man pacing back and forth. Now, there was also a booze bottle. It's the absinthe bottle is near. This is Kat's body, and it's right near Kat's body, and it was on top of a cell phone.
Okay.
So the bottle is on top of the cell phone, laying there, which is strange. Now the woman who called 911 told the dispatcher she could see a man inside this house right here, pacing back and forth in front of the window.
Yeah.
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Perhaps connected.
We don't know. So really interesting. And they said the liquor bottle, there's no way this is like an accident. It has to be placed on top of the cell phone for it to go that way. So the police are obviously going to treat this as a homicide for now. Just they treat everything as a homicide. But Jeff here, no comment from him, obviously. He's in the house fucking pacing. So the first officer gets there, and it is Officer Fred Yarenko. And he said he was among the first officers on the scene and also served as the evidence technician, which is strange because they usually have a set person that's what they do.
Yeah.
Like this is draw short straws to see who's going to have to fucking
first arrival.
Collect.
Start cataloging.
That's not good.
No.
For murder cases, you need someone who that's what they do.
Yeah, but if this is your area, you better get to work.
I suppose.
Put on all your hats.
Shit. So he said that he noticed the lights on in the West home and the door open with someone standing inside. While he was talking to the woman who called 911, because he showed up, he was talking to them, and he said the door closed.
Oh.
Now, this is odd behavior from Jeff, because he obviously must know his wife's not in the house.
Yeah, and he sees cops.
Don't know where she is, and now there's cops and shit, and people are gathered around what looks like a white lady laying in the street.
Yeah.
So
don't talk to me right now. I'm gathering my thoughts.
Real weird shit here. So they said that a criminal investigator named Sergeant Mike Melhoff arrived about a half hour later. He said, looking at the scene, Kathleen's head is laying in the road. Her body is actually laying in the grass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's not her feet on the road, it's her head. They said there was something else he noticed right away. He said it appeared that the body had been moved more than once.
Oh.
Which is interesting because she was found lying in a pool of blood, and this is right across the street from her house. But this investigator noticed that there's another pool of blood nearby. So either there was a second person or she was moved. So next to Kat's body, her cell phone and an open bottle of absinthe were there, which is interesting. And they said the bottle of absinthe was mostly full, they testified to. The officer would say later on.
Yeah.
There was
a very optimistic fella.
It's mostly full. There was a cork nearby, and he said he didn't notice any spilled alcohol from the bottle. There was also a matchbox from a restaurant, and that was the restaurant they had been earlier in the night, the Red Zone. And, he said that he thoroughly documented everything. He said, quote, this was a big deal for us.
Sure.
It's a small town. You don't usually get a blonde lady dead in the road with no fucking top on.
But it seems as though in L.A. this would be a big fucking deal,
Anywhere
too.
this would be a big deal.
This is just a big deal.
Yeah, generally you find, dead people who their lifestyle doesn't expect you to find them on the side of the road.
And be moved.
Also.
Several blood pools.
So the sergeant here said the absinthe bottle, it was just propped up on the phone, just like that. It's like leaning on it. Like you couldn't make it stay like that unless you had to set it and go, perfect.
Right.
So he said it was weird. He said it just did not seem right like that. He said it would have landed in such a way that there's no way it would have landed in such a way that it did other than it being staged like that. Huh. And that's interesting. And her friend also said it looked staged. And her friend said the bottle was placed on that phone.
Well, unless the Dude Perfect guys did it.
By somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kat, they take her in for the medical examiner. She has a roughly 2-inch gash on the left side of her head.
Shit.
And the cause of death is blunt force trauma to the head. So whatever caused that gash broke her skull in, basically.
Wow.
They said the injury that she suffered was enough to actually fracture the skull. The autopsy showed signs of sex, but there was no indication of sexual assault. And her blood alcohol level was 0.23.
That's a hammered gal.
Which is up there. Yeah, that's you're drinking, which I mean, she's in her own house drinking, go crazy. But the medical examiner could not say exactly how that Kat sustained the injury. They never was able to figure it out. The manner of death is ruled undetermined.
Really?
Because they have no idea what happened.
Is that right?
They don't know if it was an accident.
Yeah,
Somebody
but a
did it to her.
pantsless gal didn't do this to herself.
I mean, but if you know her, being pantsless and drunk is just normal for her around the house. For her to get drunk and run around with no pants on is commonplace. That's very normal for her. Now, it's very strange. They post, this is a big news story.
Sure.
And, this woman's found. They haven't talked to her husband, blah, 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 blah. Underneath this article, there's a shitload of comments. And I just picked out some weird ones.
Oh, boy.
To check this out. Somebody said, hopefully there are fingerprints on the phone and bottle. Phone and her home computer will have loads of info.
Okay.
So it's trying to figure out what people are thinking happened here. Yeah. Somebody else says, "Why is this news?" What?
What?
How many suburban women are found dead, naked, half in the road in front of their own homes? Is that normal, really?
I don't know. I don't want to hear about it. Why is this news?
Wow.
Tell me about the strawberry fest.
What the fuck? Another guy says, risky business to be involved in. How? It's not. No. That's what I mean. She's not out on the street flagging down truckers for blowjobs. Yeah. This is from her home with her husband taking the pictures. How is that?
This is the most safe that you can do.
And then says there's a lot of truly evil people roaming free in society. And that has 22 likes and no dislikes.
Is that right?
Like, how? Another one said, quote, so this beautiful young mother dies and people have made it all about some sexual photo she took. Why should she be singled out and shamed when there's so many other people doing it without getting any flack? True.
Why is this news?
Why is this news? And then somebody says, very sad, but how could her husband not know what she was up to? He did know what she was up to, but that's what a lot of people thought.
Wow.
Was that. So, obviously, they got to talk to Jeff.
Yeah.
Because they said Jeff was standing in the doorway. At one point, he was on the porch smoking a cigarette and watching the events, but not coming over there or saying, hey, that my wife.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Could you guys get out of the way? My wife's coming home soon.
Yeah, whoa, this is going to be crazy. She kind of looks like that.
Yeah.
So if you see, oh, shit. So they said when the detective spoke to Jeff inside, he said his behavior is not what I expected it to be, knowing that his wife was outside.
He knew.
His behavior should be crushed.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Holy shit.
So he said everybody grieves in a different way, which is true. Some people are stoic and some people are more shocked and some people are emotional. He said, and that was something I kept telling myself. As a cop, though, if you get a suspicion, follow that shit.
I can't follow my gut. I only do evidence, and
I can't. Well, I mean, it's not like you're like related to this guy. I just kept telling myself, everyone grieves in a different way. It's fine. As a cop, you should be looking for shit to be suspicious about, right?
Can't do it. I gotta follow the evidence.
I just don't want. I don't want people to think I'm being all suspicious of people all the time.
I don't want people to think I jump to conclusions.
When you're a detective, people think you're suspicious, and I just like to try to make it real comfortable for people.
You gotta wait until the blood evidence comes back.
You know how it goes. So they said, what happened, Jeff? And he said, I went to bed at 10:30.
Yeah.
I woke up at 5:15 a.m. My dogs woke me up barking at all the police lights outside the house. So I woke up, the dogs, I was confused. I looked outside, and the cop said he found it very odd that Jeff didn't ask for any details about his wife's condition.
Nothing.
He never said, is she okay?
Oh.
Is she dead? Is she alive? Is she hurt? Nothing.
Wow.
He just was like, I went to bed then, I woke up then, but never asked, like, by the way, is she okay? Can I go see her?
Next question.
They said, the detective said, I would have thought that he would have at least asked, can I see her?
Yeah.
Something like that. So they don't understand what happened. They're trying to figure it out. They're wondering, is it an accident? Was she so intoxicated she fell and cracked her head? Or was it murder? Did somebody kill her? So if so, who killed her? So they're trying to figure all this out. They're searching the neighborhood, clues, witnesses. They take Jeff to headquarters to talk to him. He stays there for about 6 hours. Okay. He said he was absolutely cooperative. He did that. A former Calera police officer and current Shelby County Sheriff's deputy, and I feel for this man because his name is worse than mine. Oh. And where he lives, this is tough. Luigi Ragazzoni.
Hell yeah. Tell him what it is, Luigi.
Wow, Ragazzoni, actually.
God, fuck.
Luigi said he was on the scene documenting the list of first responders and, of course, taking a lot of shit where people are telling him to get a mushroom and saying, I guess you're late to save the princess.
Yeah.
Whenever he shows up at a crime scene and there's a dead lady, they go, you're a little late to save the princess, Luigi. They say it every fucking time, I bet.
Would you ride a dinosaur here or something?
For Christ's sake. Look at you. How many coins you got, Luigi? Empty your pockets. So they said while he was doing so, a man, who later he found out was Jeff West, approached him and said, that's my wife. And Luigi said he apologetically informed Jeff, well, your wife's dead. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. Good. He said, Luigi said, I went from logging and assisting somebody in distress to assisting someone in distress. He said they talked about things other than Kat's death, such as guns and Jeff's military service. Sure. He said it was a human-to-human conversation, not a business transaction type of deal here. He was trying to make Jeff feel better. And
what are you, in the military? Check this out. This is a 40 cal.
By the way, my wife's dead out there. I don't know if you noticed that or not.
Don't worry about it. Let me show you what he carries.
Let me check this out. Check this out.
This guy's he's old school. Carries a 44 mag.
Fucking weird. So Luigi accompanied Jeff back inside his home, and the body cam records everything here.
Sure.
Some of the recording, they get all here, and Jeff just said you hear him on one of the parts say, I woke up and saw all this, meaning you and them and everything. He said he had no idea what happened to Kat. He was adamant about that. He speculated it might have been an accident. He also said their marriage was in a good place right now. We were having a good day.
We were having a good day. I tagged her and I said, you're it.
Yeah, which is not it. So that's a Sarah Boone reference again. So in the interrogation at the police department, or really an interview, they're not really interrogating him. They don't really even have any suspicions.
No questions.
They don't know shit at this point. The detective asked Jeff about the couple's relationship and their sex life.
Oh, boy.
During that conversation, Jeff said that his wife was bisexual.
Oh.
This guy's got
he's hit the lottery.
What a party he's got going on. And they talked about having relations with other women. Okay, come on,
what?
Jeff. What the fuck, man?
What is you braggadocious?
What do you have, Jeff? I want to know what is
happening?
What's in there?
What do you possess?
Yeah, what is it? The antidote? Like what the fuck do you have?
Wow, man.
Do you have the cure for something that they don't know about that we don't know yet?
It's not money. He's a 5.5. It's Hammer, right? That's the next one.
It's gotta be because he's a fucking campus security officer.
Shit?
The kids make fun of that guy.
Yeah.
This guy.
Oh, God.
He's like, have you seen my hot wife? Well, I'm gonna have a threesome with her and her fucking big-titted friend later, so fuck you, kids. How's that?
enjoy smoking on campus.
Yeah, enjoy. So he said they talked about that, specifically 3 women in Calera that they talked about having. So they were like to the point, not just like, I want to have a chick. They were like, maybe this one. Maybe
down. They're down to the final 3.
They're down to the final 3. This guy is about to have a party.
There's only 2 roses on the table. This is incredible.
He said she liked girls. Yeah. She recently wanted to look into, quote, the lifestyle.
My God.
This guy is having way too much fun for his life. They discussed that men who subscribe to Kat's website would occasionally reach out to her in a private messenger and sometimes even send pictures of themselves. Yep. Well, yeah, you're going to get those. Yep. And he said she would just delete the pictures. When asked if he was ever jealous of the other men, he said there's nothing to be jealous about. Me and her were in a good spot.
She's giving me extra ass.
I mean, she's trying to get extra women over here to fuck me.
I got a surplus of pussy in this house.
This is wild. Pussy tits jumping around.
It's crazy.
You ever come in from the bathroom and have your wife just tits out jump from a counter to a sofa? It's amazing.
Here's the thing. We had a kid, and then life got better.
Yeah.
What?
Somehow it got awesome.
God damn it.
Jesus fucking Christ. She's jumping around like a gremlin. So he said, I'm not jealous of it, meaning the pictures online. He said, it's just pictures. She got money for it. And he also said he didn't believe that she had cheated on him except for possibly one time many, many years ago in California.
Oh.
He said she's never stepped out on the marriage. Now, he said he had 6 drinks that night. He said in a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of drunk, 10 being drunkest, he and his wife were about a 6. You're a 6, she's a 9,
right?
But still, yeah.
She was a .23, and that's a 6?
That's a 6 in this house.
Good God.
So a 10 is your breath is flammable here.
Yeah, there's marks, bruises.
So, yeah, they got back to their house at 8:30. He said that his wife was a member of the internet site called the Cougar Club.
Okay.
There you go. And Kathleen made pictures of herself in lingerie and posted them on the site. And people who visited the site could purchase the pictures, and that was in their PayPal account because he was asking them, how does the money go? And he goes, well, it goes in there. It goes in your PayPal account, and then you transfer it to your bank account. Yep. So then when they arrived back to their house after eating dinner, he said that Kathleen went to change into a pink bra and pink panties and pink high-heel shoes so she could post photographs for Cougar Club.
Yep.
He said that his wife often drank, and when she was drunk, she would go out of the house and into the yard, which is what everybody says, too.
Really?
Even her parents say she'd wander off when she was drinking or even sober. She liked to go outside and do shit. She would turn into like a 10-year-old when she was drunk.
Yeah.
He said that she'd go outside shit-faced and would go jump on the trampoline in the backyard.
That's unbelievable.
That's a stomach, an iron gut she's got.
She's not kidding.
So about halfway through the interview, the detective told Jeff that they believed his wife had been murdered. And Jeff said, how?
Good question.
Like, you tell us, big guy.
Yeah.
He said, that's what we're trying to figure out. Your wife is dead. Something went wrong. He said that he told Jeff that there was a hole to the side of her head, and that Jeff questioned whether it was possible that someone else had come to the home. Or they said, did you think someone could have come after you were asleep? And he goes, I was asleep. How the fuck should I know? I don't know. He said he didn't know for sure what happened, but the only thing he could think of that may have occurred was that in the past when his wife would be tanked, there were times where she would go jump on the trampoline, and maybe that was it. And, they had some, evidently they had some place, they had that in the backyard, so, maybe that was it. He said he thought as a result of her jumping on the trampoline, being drunk, maybe she lost her balance and hit her head maybe on the bar or the perimeter side of the trampoline.
And got dazed?
And he thinks that maybe that's what, maybe she wandered out into the front and died. Yeah.
Got back up and then fell again?
Maybe that's it. Yeah. Got back up, tried to go to the house and got confused or something. I mean, who knows?
What a nightmare.
It could be anything, really. So it's fucking weird. So the sergeant here says that he examined the backyard and looked over the whole trampoline. I mean, you've got luminol out there, and they found no blood, no traces of blood on the trampoline, on the bar of the trampoline around, or in any other location in the backyard. So whatever happened, it didn't happen back here, is what he said.
Right.
So Jeff tells investigators that they say, you sound like you keep saying perfect marriage, but
can't be.
Nobody's marriage is perfect.
Right.
What are your problems? And he said, well, there was some level of unhappiness, mainly because Kat wanted to have sex 4 or 5 times a week. Yeah. And he did not always want to have sex that often. Oh, that's not. Just bang your wife. If she's like, hey, I really fucking throw her one. What are you doing?
You've got a gal that's hotter than you that wants to fuck.
You better fuck her.
That's
you
your
better
job.
Fuck her. And she's going to bring over other chicks, too. Show her you're worthy.
Get a pill and get
Sling
to work.
That shit.
Yeah.
Don't need a pill. He's like fucking 35 years old.
Skin that smoke
Get
wagon
in there and see what happens. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves.
Honest to God.
Let's get in there.
You got a problem. Let's solve it.
Holy shit. So he said, I'm not as sexual as she is. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm happy with myself. She wasn't happy with it.
Yeah.
So Jeff said his wife claimed he hit her once in California. And he said he was blocking her from hitting him when it happened.
All right.
And because they said, was there ever any violence at all? And he said, I mean, years ago this happened. Right. The night that she died, though, he said there's no argument, no violence. He said again, quote, we were in a good spot. We were having a good day.
Good spot.
Says we keep saying having a good day from the Sarah Boone case. In the interrogation, if you
keep saying it,
don't listen to Patreon, she's the lady who zipped her boyfriend up in a suitcase.
Yeah.
And she says repeatedly, over and over, not only in her interview, she said it to the psychologist too, because on the stand they kept saying, quote, we were having a good day. And I'm like, she keeps telling everyone
Why
that.
does she want everybody to know?
Everyone, we were having a good day.
I just love that she thought she was getting away with it, man, the whole time.
Yeah.
From investigation, interrogation, all the way to trial and verdict. She thought they were going to come out and go, don't drink booze anymore, but have a good day.
Her lawyer's closing argument, it was the worst closing argument I've ever seen. It was, he threw like 8 things out there and he goes, I mean, reasonable doubts, you all don't even have to have the same reasonable doubt. So you can have a doubt about one thing, you can have a doubt about something else, and that's fine. It's
I got a doubt you don't have a law degree.
Fuck. They showed the video over and over again. It's like you could see the suitcase moving.
Yeah.
He's begging for his life, saying, I can't breathe, and she's like, fuck you.
Wasn't there like a drink in the camera view too?
I don't know about in that one. In a different one there was probably. But
she was just filming.
But they drank 3 liters of Woodbridge that day. Woodbridge Chardonnay.
God damn.
From a Florida Publix. Someone's going to die. Someone's life is going to end if you're buying that much Woodbridge Chardonnay. I'm sorry. No one can drink that much Woodbridge. It's just not possible.
Somebody's going to die.
Somebody's going to die in some way, shape, or form. So he said, we were totally in a good spot. I would not hurt my wife, which I don't like.
I don't either.
I didn't kill my wife is what I like.
Yeah, I don't like the 2 words.
Would not, and then the minimization of hurt is not kill.
She's not hurt.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
she doesn't feel anything.
I don't like either one. I don't like anything in that sentence there. So they searched the house. An evidence technician with the police department said that he conducted a search of the house to see if there was a secondary crime scene in the house. Yeah. He found no secondary scene, but he did find a pair of women's pants and underwear on the kitchen table. Oh. She takes her underwear off, just throws them on the table and frolics. Wow. Awesome. The underwear matched what Kathleen had been wearing in photographs that she sent from her phone to his phone at 9:31 and 9:42 on the evening of her death. The shirt that she was wearing that night was never recovered by police. They don't know where the hell it is.
No shirt. No
shirt. So the shirt she was wearing when she got home, nowhere to be found.
Wow.
Anywhere in the house. Where'd it go?
It vaporized.
It's what I mean. It couldn't have.
It came off so fast.
Disappeared.
It vaporized.
Maybe that's what her clothes are like, dandelion spores. Yeah. She takes them off and they go, and they just more clothes grow.
Wow.
So Kat's family here. This is her mom, says it seems so impossible for the extreme sadness and grief we feel as the loss of our beautiful daughter Kat to ever diminish or decrease. However, the Lord is our hope. So he can turn our mourning into comfort. She goes on to say, my family asks for your prayers and support in our time of loss. My beautiful daughter, Kat, was not just my daughter, but a cherished wife to Jeff, as well as a loving mother to their daughter.
There's the answer.
So much negativity is out there, but with God, all I see and hear is the goodness of my Kat. My family and I ask for help in the services to lay our daughter to rest and where she will be. He goes, okay, there you go. So days go by, no progress, because they looked and said there's no physical evidence of shit. It's just she wandered out there and has a head injury from mysterious head injury. They don't have a weapon. Yeah. They don't have a fucking. They can't put together.
Shirt. Yeah.
No, they can't put together a timeline of what they think happened. Their timeline ends at 10:30 when Jeff said he went to bed, and then she could have wandered. Could have been 2 a.m. We don't know.
There's one thing that will forever change the way you sleep, and it's the softest 100% organic cotton bedding from Boll & Branch. You'll fall asleep faster wrapped in the most luxurious comfort. You'll never sleep hot again with airy blankets, cloud-like duvets, and breathable sheets. You'll experience pure comfort on night 1 and feel your bedding get softer with every wash. Discover the difference with 15% off your first order at bollandbranch.com with code WONDERY15. Exclusions apply. See site for details.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. I'm going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
And with that shirt missing, it adds to the mystery because
who the fuck?
Whoever has that, maybe that's the
shirt?
guy.
Yeah, where's the shirt? So there's at least 2 Facebook groups with over 2,000 members at the time that popped up immediately, created to discuss the case.
Wow.
This is people trying to figure it out. Neighbors are concerned here and everything like that. One neighbor who lives 2 doors down said it's shocking that it happened so close to home. So all you can do is worry about and think about your family, and that's all I've been doing. No, this has nothing to do with your family,
You've been
obviously.
thinking about this.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with your family. Come on. So this guy was just like, I'm looking up that neighbor.
Yeah.
I really want to see.
I can't believe this was happening 2 doors down. I had no idea.
I had no idea. My dick should have been rock hard the whole time. Well, he's sitting there looking through all the pictures going, no, I'm just looking for info, baby. That's all it is. I'm trying to
crack the case.
I've always thought I could fancy myself a detective. I think I can go through this.
This case is juicy. Do you
Oh,
know what
boy,
I mean?
I'll tell you what. By the way, meet me in the bedroom about 5 minutes, would you, darling?
I'm running down her gift list. I'm going to get you a few things.
Oh, I'm going to get you something.
You're going to look nice.
Put something on here for the kids. There you go, kids. Excellent. There's some Bluey, and I'm going to get me some Blowy.
Your dildo.
Bluey for you and Blowy for me. Let's do this. All right, then. So the word of the death is met with a lot of sadness. Her friends, people she worked out with at the gym and all that kind of thing. One friend from the gym said she'd come in and do her thing and leave. She kind of kept to herself. She'd wave and smile. She was a nice lady. Yeah, don't talk to me about my tits. Leave me alone.
Yeah, it's tough.
So the investigation, they're really, the cops, by the way, I think it's, 48 hours that they talked to the cops on this. And the sergeant, Mike Melhoff, the main investigator here, they asked him, had you heard of OnlyFans?
Yeah.
And he said, no, ma'am.
This is the first day he heard of this website?
So now not only does he have to investigate a murder, but he's got to figure out a whole corner of the internet that he knows nothing about.
This is going to blow his fucking mind.
I tell you what, I spent a good week just looking into it. I locked myself in a room and I said to my wife, you leave me alone.
I made a list of all the females in my life and then I searched their names.
So, and then I just looked for pretty ladies.
And then I just looked at all the results of those women.
I feel like I got the lay of the land now.
There's 963 Genas.
So they said, could one of her OnlyFans subscribers have stalked and murdered her? And he said, do we have someone else out there that's actually killing people? He doesn't know.
Yeah.
So they said they knew they needed to cast a wider net than just Jeff.
Right.
Considering there was thousands and hundreds of people drooling over her tits.
Yeah.
It's real possible that
he
one
went
of
to
them
bed
did
and
it.
somebody did something terrible to her.
So they sent Jeff home, and they said they spent about 3 weeks, quote, looking for other suspects, which is figuring out OnlyFans and how it works and putting subscriptions on the county's credit card. Well, we have to know how the subscriptions work.
Yeah.
Shit.
Pausing, taking long lunches. And
yeah,
shit.
I'm going to go home and take a shower real quick. So he said there were thousands of names that had to be culled through in order to properly investigate this.
Right.
Basically, every one of her
Every
social
subscription.
media followers had to be talked to,
Absolutely.
asked about. Not just subscribers even.
She's got
everybody.
50,000 Instagram followers, man.
Go through that
God
shit.
damn it.
So, I mean, if a guy is in the Philippines or something, he's probably not the guy. But
pretty easy to write him off.
Yeah. As they continued to gather evidence, they said they had more public involvement than they even wanted. The internet went crazy. This is, now, anytime past about 2016, anytime someone's murdered and it's not solved immediately, the internet wants to solve it. And they rarely do. Sometimes once in a while.
They're batting like real bad.
Real bad. Well,
but they're bad.
If you remember Sherry Papini, you understand that
Yeah.
none of that shit was good. I'm here with Sherry Panini. Papini!
For every one of those, there's for 10,000 of those, there's one of the people, the group of people that from Don't Fuck with Cats. Because those people were doing great.
Yeah.
They did fantastic.
That's fucking
There's
funny.
way too many Panini ones.
There's a lot of Paninis out there. So they had to continue doing this.
Mm-hmm.
The one person with the police force said you had this huge online presence, these murder discussion Facebook groups. While they may have started in Calera, there were people from all over, and they aren't quiet about their opinions. It seemed everyone had an opinion on the way Kat died.
Yeah.
And everyone's opinion isn't just, here's my opinion. It's not for whatever it's worth. Everyone's like, this is what happened, you fucking morons.
Obviously.
I know I am fucking 4,000 miles away. I'm in upper British Columbia, but still, I think this is why.
I've done some GPSing and I figured it out.
Right. So as the police gathered evidence, they said that just too much here. They said they're reading the comments and they say, it's the husband. The next person, I vote stalker. It may have been a freak accident. It's all these, thanks. We know the options. Yeah. And also the way she lived, people said.
Oh, God.
People would put, quote, I don't agree with her lifestyle. She brought this on herself. She was proud to have such an amazing figure. Good for her. You go, girl.
Empowerment in a murder.
She's dead. Good for her. She's dead. Not good for her.
You go, girl.
You go, girl. Everywhere between you go, girl, and she brought this on herself. And everything in the middle.
CEO.
And everything in the middle. Wow.
Holy fuck, girl boss. That's amazing.
So Jeff's work friend, Guy Carney, enters the picture here. He worked with West as a security officer with Jeff, and he said he heard about the death of Kat, and he contacted Jeff, and Jeff told him what happened on the night Kat died. Yeah. And this is Guy's statement. He said, West just told me they had gone out Friday night. They had what I want to say he referred to as a date night. They had, you've never heard of that before. He had his term for it. I can't put, I believe date night maybe was his term. Like, that's not a commonly used phrase.
Yeah, it's a fucking movie with Tina Fey, man.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
It came out in 2014.
Jesus. They had gone out that night. They had been consuming alcohol, and that due to the fact that he was having to get up to go to work at Birmingham Southern College the following morning, that he had gone to sleep. Yeah. He laid on the couch to go to sleep, and his wife was still awake, staying up at that time. So he said the next morning he was woken up with the dogs barking. The dog barking woke him up. He got up to see what the dog was barking about, and at that time when he got up, he realized the front door was open, and he walked to the front door and looked outside, and that's when he saw his wife laying in the yard or on the ground.
So I got a cigarette.
So, yeah, he doesn't run out there and go, hey, oh, my God. That's the part. All of that's fine.
It's fine.
Till the point where you go, the second you saw your wife, you didn't burst through the door in your boxer shorts to go fucking see what was wrong, because that's what a normal person would fucking do here. So Jeff on Facebook said, because now, I mean, he's now become a public figure.
Yeah.
So he said all the online chatter has really fucked everything up. And he said, to the public, our tragedy is just juicy gossip, he wrote on Facebook.
Very, by the way.
It's, juicy.
Incredibly.
So according to Jeff, like we said, he went to bed at 10:30 and Kat stayed up. So the sergeant, the investigator, said, now that's Jeff's version of what happened.
Okay.
So then they figured out, though, they're figuring out technology.
Oh?
Because they had to figure out OnlyFans. Now they're figuring out different apps on the phones here. And they figured out that Jeff has a health tracker app on his phone.
Yeah.
You know, the fitness one?
Yeah. Mine just told me, congratulations, you broke a record today.
While you've been sitting on your ass for the last 2 hours.
Matter of fact, I think it told me time to stand up.
I think this laughing has been great for your heart rate.
What's going on with your heart, buddy?
What's up with that? Shit. So he said that Kat stayed up. And he said, now that's Jeff's version of what happened.
Yeah.
But before long, that's what they unearthed. And he said, well, the health app actually shows Jeff's phone moving as late as 10 minutes after 11 o'clock.
Jeff.
Which is fine, because if you go, I don't know, about 10:30, unless you're like, I know what time and you're really on top of it. If you've had a few drinks and you go 10:30 or 10 after 11 is the same thing.
There's also this little thing called, I went to bed, but my wife was up, so she could have picked up my phone.
She could have picked up my phone and checked into it and looked into it, or just I decided I was going to go to bed around 10:30, but then I wandered around and then I brushed my teeth, and then I went in there and I went to sleep or whatever. So, so the sergeant said that it's 10 minutes after 11. And he said he believes Jeff also lied about when he woke up that morning. He told the cops that the dogs got him up by barking at the police cruisers, but a neighbor reported seeing Jeff before the police even arrived. Remember, they were on the phone with 911, and on the phone they said, there's a guy right here in the doorway of this house.
Pacing around.
Pacing. So having laid out what they believe was Jeff's movements that night, they then looked at Kat's phones. They were like, her phone's got one of these trackers too. This is the greatest thing ever. You don't even have to be a good detective now. You really don't.
You got your phone? I'll solve the case.
Dude, if you watch the first 48 now, literally they sit them down and they go, we'll talk when we get your phone data. They don't even want to.
Let's just stare at each other.
It
won't matter.
I'll just check to see if the GPS has you around where the fuck you were, where the murder happened. And if so, I don't even need to talk to you.
I'll tell you you're being charged and we'll put you in a cage.
That's fucking it. Yeah. It's wild now how easy it is. So they said that they looked at her phone. They found that. And it showed her phone had stopped moving 16 minutes before Jeff's phone stopped moving.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
No.
But they said that doesn't help figure out what caused the wound.
Right. That just means he's moving and she's not.
Yeah, that doesn't give you she could have put her phone down. She could have been drunk and put her phone down and wandered off. If you're going to go jump on the trampoline, you don't need your phone.
Right.
So they don't know. This is about a month later. Mm-hmm. They get test results from the absinthe bottle. Yeah. It had a tiny sliver of glass chipped off of it. Oh. Not enough to even cause a leak, as we know. It was mostly full. Right. Optimistic police officer there. But they did also find 2 spots of Kat's blood on the bottom of it. Oh. So now they're thinking,
murder weapon.
This could be what bashed her head in. And the sergeant said we had Jeff's fingerprints on it, which he took a picture with it the night before, fucking holding it. I mean,
we know he touched it.
We know he touched it. But they were actually saying they don't know if he touched it, because they're saying in the store, the footage they have, she's touching it. He never touches that bottle. But it's sitting there. She could have said, can you pour me a drink? He could have said, I'll make you one. Who knows?
He could have brought it in the house.
And that's the thing. And the interviewer, that's Maureen Marr, I think it's 48 Hours she's on, or is it Dateline? One of the two. Either
remember.
One. She said, wouldn't you expect that given that they bought it together and said they'd been drinking, that his prints would be on it? Yeah. And the cop said, oh, absolutely. Okay. So then what the fuck? You're back to square one.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything.
He said, though, there was something specific about the prints that helped point the finger at Jeff.
What's that?
He said, basically, the fingerprints, if you were going to pour a bottle, your prints would be like this on a bottle.
At the top,
grab whatever is in front of you as a bottle and hold it.
Pointer,
But if you were going to hold it like a baseball bat, it would be the opposite. You'd have it upside down. Nobody pours liquor like that. I've never seen, unless you're Tom Cruise in Cocktail and you're flipping fucking bottles, no one holds a bottle like that.
Right.
So that was the thing. They said basically the bottle was held inverted, much like he'd be holding it like a club.
Yeah.
Now, at the same time, if it was in a bag and he took it out, you take it out the same way. Yep. So I probably have 5 wine bottles in my fucking house that have the exact same pattern of my fingerprints on them, which is interesting. They said that Jeff's thumbprint was found in a downward position on the bottle, and his ring finger was found over here, which she was demonstrating. So Kat's phone, they said the last time she moved, according to the data, was at 10:54 p.m., and it recorded 87 steps. Now, data from the ADT alarm system. See what I mean? These cops don't even...
damn.
Between all of this shit, they don't even really... You used to have to go, like, fucking talk to people and get clues.
Now you just need apps.
Now you just call companies and say, give me your data.
When was this accessed and how did it work? Yeah.
So the ADT alarm system shows that they should have got Simply Safe. It would have been much better. That's a sponsor, but we fucking love it.
They're not going to tell the cops anything.
It's a great security system. They'll keep all your shit private.
None of your business, officer.
None of your business.
Subpoena me. I still won't.
I think they will.
I think they have to.
I think they have to.
I don't think they have a choice.
So it showed the front door to the West home opened at 10:53 and 1 second, which is a minute before Kat stopped moving. Right. and closed at 10:53 and 11 seconds. So it's only open for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It opened again at 1:51 and 46 seconds in the a.m.
Oh, boy, 2 a.m.
I thought according to her phone, she has stopped moving and he's been asleep for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And remained open until 4:12 and 45 seconds a.m. Yeah, almost 3. 1:51 to 4:12. Yeah, 2.5 hours. That's a lot.
Wow.
At that time, it closed, and then the police said they responded to the scene shortly after 5 a.m.
Okay.
So that's interesting.
If you were asleep, sir, you got a ghost in this motherfucker.
No shit. Or Kat dropped her phone, wandered out at 2 o'clock in the morning, but then who closed the door at 4:12?
Yeah.
Who closed it, dude? That's the thing. Someone closed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't you. You said you got up 5 o'clock.
Golly.
So there's a lot of shit that's not lining up. So February 22nd, 2018, it's a little over a month later, they announced they're going to arrest Jeff for it.
Is that right?
Based on, it doesn't get any more circumstantial. But
he's certainly lying.
He's lying.
Yep.
And that's not great. And it's very circumstantial. But all the circumstances lead to no other real answer to this question.
All
here.
the circumstances say husband.
The bail set at $1.5 million, but why?
That's pretty high.
That's $500,000, but why? I don't understand why what's his motive here? I understand that's not part of the legal thing, but for my curiosity, I sure as fuck need to know. Why are you killing your
circumstantial shit? You should certainly have a motive nailed down.
Yeah, why are you killing your wife who's hot and banging you and bringing in threesomes and making money? What the fuck are you killing her for?
Jesus.
So now her friend Brittany says Jeff should have never been arrested.
Oh.
They don't believe Jeff did shit. She firmly believes that the police failed to fully investigate the hundreds of OnlyFans subscribers who had paid to see her content. Investigate all these guys. Jeff's attorney here is asked, did you ever consider that maybe someone for her online life could have played a role in what happened to her that night? And they said that we looked into that and there just wasn't that evidence out there. So there's no evidence that an OnlyFans online user was involved in her death. They said that, but Jeff's attorney says what the evidence does show is that Kat wasn't murdered.
What does it show?
Their defense isn't that someone else did it. Their defense is it wasn't murder at all. This shit was an accident. Yeah. The lawyer said she fell and hit her head. And Jeff's parents, Jerry and Susie, they agree too.
Really?
They said they're not sure how she hit her head, but they don't think that the authorities can prove that she didn't hit her head either. So they don't think they think their son's going to be fine. His dad, Jerry West, not the basketball player, said they set out to get Jeff. There was no investigation.
Really?
And then the mom said, I know he's innocent. And then the dad said, I don't care what anybody says. Right? He did not do this. Jeff's parents say he's incapable of harming his family.
Yeah.
And but a lot of people say that.
Yeah.
That's very common.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy's mother, he was in the electric chair and she was still saying he was innocent.
He's a good boy.
After he was telling them where heads were.
Yeah.
Still,
he's a good boy.
He's like, he didn't do it. I know that this is a mistake, so that's fine. But they said, that's normal. But the thing that's not normal is her parents fucking agree 100%.
Wow.
Even the victim's parents are saying that he didn't do it, which is tough. If you're the prosecutor, because those are the ones who file charges, actually.
That's your guy.
You file charges, you don't even have the victim's family supporting you.
Right.
That's tough.
Yeah. You got to go to the family and say, all the evidence says this. And they go, well, it's wrong. Recalculate. And they go, we recalculated.
And they go, you're a lying sack of shit. And then you're like, now you got the victim's family against you in court. That's one thing that's
not good.
The prosecutor, the victim's family, those are all kind of lockstep.
They're supposed to be on the same team.
Yeah, this is wild. Her Kat's dad, John, said, he's honorable and he loved my daughter. I know he didn't do it. And the mom, Nancy, said he didn't do this. She spoke publicly, this is the mother, and said, Kat's mother, and said that her daughter was an alcoholic who suffered from bipolar disorder.
Mom!
She's coming. Mom! Jesus!
I got kids!
She's telling, this is what normally what a defense attorney would say.
Yeah.
When they would have to trash
and the family
them.
Would fucking cry their
They'd
eyes
be like,
out.
This is
How dare you say that about my family?
She's saying my
this.
daughter goes off and wanders off drunk. She'll hit her head on something. That could very happen, and you're
He's a good
damning
man.
a good man. She said that she believes Kat died from a fall. She said her daughter, quote, fell all the time, especially when drunk.
Wow.
She's clumsy, and she said she'd get drunk, jump on the trampoline, take off her clothes, wander around the neighborhood.
She's like a naked fainting goat.
She's like a 2.5-year-old.
Yeah.
That's what 2.5-year-olds do.
Just running around in a diaper.
They just pull clothes off and what the fuck are you doing? You have that kids, they just strip their
We're in
clothes off.
Target.
They don't
Put it
care
back
anymore.
on.
Just, they're trying to get the last fucking pant leg off their foot, and you're like, stop.
You take your shoes off first, you dummy.
Jesus Christ. So, yeah, she said that's what it is. And the father said, or the mother said, he didn't do this. He's a good man. He loved her with all her heart.
Shocking.
Her parents said she was conspicuously clumsy. Even when sober, she fell down. When drinking, she was a fucking mess.
Wow.
Falling down all the time. Nancy said that the 13-year-old daughter stayed with her and her husband until Jeff was arrested, and he said, or she'll be staying with them. He said, they said, I trust him with my whole heart. That's what Nancy, Kat's mom, said. Yeah. Both of the mothers here, who now say they're attached at the hip, this is Jeff's mom and Kat's mom, say the blood alcohol level was extremely high, and neither of them believe that online exhibitionism was a factor here. They don't think somebody came and stalked her and killed her. They think she fucking fell because she's drunk.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like a mom defense Voltron. That's wonderful.
They come together. And Jeff's mom said he wasn't jealous. He knew she was sick and needed the attention.
Okay.
So, but this is her mom said, Nancy said she was not aware of that part of her daughter's life until after her death. She didn't know she was doing all that OnlyFans shit.
Yeah, because you don't tell your mom that.
But when she found out, she wasn't surprised at all. She said Kat was very insecure and always has been. So this makes sense to me here. She said she wanted everyone to think she was beautiful. Wow. She said nothing on earth could make her think Jeff is guilty. Now, she said, now I've seen all the evidence they have. Nothing could make me think he's guilty. They don't have the evidence, and I believe him, and I know he didn't do it.
Okay.
She said if there was a video of the death showing Jeff killing her actively, she would think it was doctored. She wouldn't even believe that. Wow. That's crazy. Now you're delusional.
Yeah. You're at the level of...
I believe it if I saw you doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know you way better than she knows him.
It's delusions.
Yeah. So, and Brittany, the friend, Kat's friend, said she could have run outside in the street, right? Because she was so intoxicated. She said anything's possible.
Yeah.
My friend, that's not out of the range of... If you called me up and said Kat died, she was drunk in the middle of the night and ran around in the street and fell and hit her head, she'd go, oh, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, we got a friend that
wouldn't even be surprised.
Crossed a freeway and died.
Oh, yes, we do.
We don't think that's murder.
No.
I believe exactly what the cops think it is.
Yep, I think he did some shit a lot of times. We know that he had substance problems from time to time, and
he was going to get more.
It might have been suicide.
Maybe.
But it sure as fuck wasn't murder.
Nobody did that to him.
No. It was either an accident or suicide, but it wasn't murder.
To him.
Yeah, that's sad. It was a great comic.
God damn it.
Goddamn underrated comic. He's one of the guys that makes you want to fucking hunt down TikTok people who get booked at comedy clubs and sell out and burn their houses down.
Or worse,
because they have no talent, no experience, and this was a guy who could kill. And was so poor he was kill at will for an hour, and was so poor he had to run across a Texas freeway
for more booze.
Fucking sad. God,
he played drunk Frogger and lost. And we've got dildos that sell out constantly and live in the lap of luxury.
Fucking unbelievable. From 3 seconds of internet fame. Oh my God. Ridiculous. Yeah. Jeff's lawyer said she was not hit in the head with that bottle. Yeah. He said it's clear because Jeff is a righty and the prints at the bottle were from his left hand.
So he wouldn't even swing with that.
It would be very, if you were going to try to kill somebody with a swing, it wouldn't be with your
After 6 drinks?
Wouldn't be with your offhand.
God, no.
Fuck no. And the lawyer said the bottle was in a bag. You would pull the bottle out of the bag in the same way with your thumb, just like I said, with your thumbprint down. And it would make sense you'd use your left hand to do that.
Certainly.
But you definitely wouldn't use your offhand as your kill hand.
No.
Stabbing people, when you stab someone, is with your fucking power hand.
Absolutely.
When you hit somebody, it's with your power hand. So that's interesting. He said, I've handled well over 100 murder cases, never went forward on a murder case where the manner of death was classified as undetermined. It's not even classified as a homicide.
Yeah.
It's not even classified as a
coroner
homicide.
doesn't even know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
So it's pretty fucking... And that's a really good explanation for the handprints, too.
Sure.
So as much as that's circumstantial evidence of him doing it, it's also just as much circumstantial evidence clearing him of it. It's both.
More than, I think. I think it's straight up evidence that he didn't do it.
Yeah. The left hand, to me, says, there you go. Unless he did that on... But then he would...
Unless he's been hiding from us this whole time that he's ambidextrous.
He's actually left-handed.
Just as good with his left.
He just grew up super Catholic, and they told him not to use it. So they said, what do you think happened to Kat that night? They asked the lawyer. He said, in a nutshell, she fell, she hit her head.
She got up and did it again.
They found Jeff was dressed in the same clothes as in the security video from the night before.
Okay.
So he didn't clean
Can't
up,
be him.
toss his clothes. Yeah. And this is what he said. He said there was nothing on his clothes. No liquor, no blood, no bodily fluid, no tissue, no hair. There was no hair on the bottle. There's no glass in her wound.
What the
So where'd that sliver of glass go?
Yeah.
He said more likely would be she had the bottle and was drunk outside and dropped it and then picked it up and then wandered around and drank some more.
Fell with it.
Who knows? So they said, and despite this, they said there's no real effort to consider any other suspects either. It's just basically it was an accident or he did it.
Right.
And we're saying it's not an accident.
Too much. We're saying it wasn't murder.
Well, yeah. So they said the only person they ever looked at was Jeff, and they never really looked at whether it was an accident or not. Mm-hmm. And so the police, Maureen Marr asked the sergeant here, was there ever a time you or anyone else in the police department looked into the possibility of it being an accident?
Uh-huh.
His answer, absolutely not.
Wow.
Okay, well, I think if the coroner determined, medical examiner determines homicide, then you go, no, because the medical examiner said it's a homicide.
Yeah.
But when it's undetermined,
right,
and everyone that knows her thinks it's an accident, I think you at least have to look into the possibility that it might be an accident. So yeah, absolutely not is his answer. No. He said, I don't want to sit here and say that I immediately ruled out an accident, but just the head trauma alone, knowing that the body had been moved, it was very hard to try to look at this as an accident.
Yeah. And she's incredibly hot. We got to solve this.
Yeah, we got to solve it.
Yeah.
You see how blonde she is?
See how sexy she is?
She's blonde.
That's a waste. OnlyFans is going to be suffering.
She's hot and blonde. We got to find this. But the other thing, and I don't know how this would work, could she have fallen down, gotten back up again, repositioned yourself, fallen down again? Because if you have a head
hit yourself,
wound
you're going to get
like
dazed.
that,
you
get dazed, you fall out.
I've seen boxing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, like a head wound. I don't know. So anyway, Jeff's lawyer here said it's not hard to explain at all. They said the two blood pools at the scene suggest the cat fell, got up, fell again.
Okay.
He said because it's clear that she moved around after she had the head injury. And the defense lawyer said he's whittled down his entire case to only one witness, and that's Kat's mother. So my case is Kat's mother. If she's not fucking buying it, why should you buy it?
Yeah.
You know, this isn't the justice she wants or thinks is the thing, so you're going to overrule her.
Well, she knows him.
Yeah, and she has as much information as the cops, you, or anybody else has about this shit. So there's a bail reduction hearing here.
Yeah.
And Jeff here claims that he's being illegally detained and unlawfully denied liberty by the excessive bail amount.
Illegally.
You are being held for murder, sir.
Yeah, I think that's legal.
We're holding you for murder, so we're going to hold you for a while there. The motion states that he poses no real and present danger to others, himself, or the public at large if allowed to be released. That doesn't matter.
And also, we don't know that.
We don't know that. Also, that's not why they're holding you. They're holding you to make sure you don't run away because you have a murder charge over your fucking head. Yeah. So they said the main purpose of bond historically is to ensure the presence of the accused in court to address the charges, and his lawyer says it should not be used as punishment. Says Jeff is certainly looking forward to defending himself at trial in this case. There's absolutely no evidence that he's a flight risk. He was honorably discharged from the Army after 21 years of service, has no criminal record, was gainfully employed up until his arrest, has strong ties to the community, and a desire to clear his name.
Okay.
All fine. The attorney says that he maintains his innocence. He says he's heartbroken over the death of his wife and the disruption that this case has caused his family. He's also concerned about his daughter and how the loss of her mother is affecting her, and he can't be there to help.
Okay.
He said, Jeff is a good man, a good husband, a good father. When it's all said and done, we anticipate a successful outcome of this case. Prosecutor says, tell you what, want a deal? Let's offer you a deal.
Oh.
He offers Jeff a deal, and he offers him a deal that Jeff could take without admitting he did anything.
Alfred plea?
An Alfred plea, exactly. He's going to say, you can just say you have evidence, and we have enough evidence, but you don't admit
you
your
didn't
guilt.
do it.
Your guilt. He would just have to acknowledge that the state had enough evidence to likely convict.
Wow.
And it also, if the judge accepts that deal, it means that Jeff would be let off with time served and 2 years probation. Basically, you accept this deal, you'll be out by the end of the week. You'll be back with your daughter by the end of the week.
What do you do?
And that, you say yes.
Do you?
Fuck yeah. You say yes, and the second you leave the court, you go, I didn't fucking do that shit. I took the deal because who the fuck knows what's going to happen in court, but I didn't fucking do it. Ooh. You think they would have given me a deal where I could walk out with time served if they thought I killed her? This is they wanted to clear their books and keep I'd make it about them. Fuck those people.
Yeah.
If it was me and I didn't actually kill my wife, if it was him and I killed my wife, I would, or if him and not kill your wife, I don't know. So I'm taking that deal. Trial is risky.
Yeah, I don't know.
No matter what, trial's risky.
Yeah, and down there, you never know.
Yeah. And pictures of her, she's going to be beautiful. You're a troll.
Right.
It doesn't look good. It just doesn't.
Right. Yeah.
And the prosecution go, maybe he was getting jealous. And people go, I'd be jealous if I was him.
Look at that guy. Yeah.
That's what I mean. So they ask the defense attorney, what does it tell you as a defense attorney when the prosecution offers that kind of deal?
Yeah.
And he said, that tells you as a defense lawyer, the prosecution has some problems with their case.
They got nothing.
And they recognize. And that's what it is. They have nothing. And the defense has the victim's family on their side. So it's a tough sell to this jury if they want to have a jury. But and according to the prosecutors, plea deals are standard in every case. They're usually not, actually.
Not like this.
Not in murder cases. In murder cases, they offer you, second degree
instead of first.
And 25 to life rather than first
The
degree
death
and life without, or the death penalty. Or, second degree and life with parole or some shit. They don't say you can leave tomorrow. Every one of those deals would get taken. Every single one of them. And the lawyer told Jeff, this is a reasonable offer. And it doesn't get any better than this pretty much. And the lawyer said he rejected it immediately.
He didn't do it, man.
Jeff said no. If you have to be either the craziest narcissist lunatic in the world or very innocent. Yeah. One of the two here.
He didn't do it.
How the fuck did he not go outside then?
I don't know.
This is blowing my mind. How would you not go outside? How would you watch people go, that looks like my wife out there. She looks dead. I guess I'll just smoke a cigarette. What the fuck?
Looks like her. Shit. I wonder where my wife is.
Dude, it's so weird. And they said, why did he reject the offer? And the lawyer said, because he says, I cannot say I'm guilty of something that I didn't do.
Oh,
which the Alfred plea doesn't make you even say you're guilty.
That's a good point.
It says they have evidence, not I'm guilty.
Yeah.
If they made him do an allocution and everything, then if he has to go up there and go, I bashed your fucking head in.
Apologize for what I did, then
that's different.
Sure.
But if you just go, they have evidence, but I didn't fucking do it, and you can still get the deal and walk out, do it. Who cares? But they said that he decided to roll the dice and take his chances in court. And the defense attorney said he understands the risks of going to trial.
Yeah.
He gets it. Judge banned cameras from the courtroom, but they did 48 Hours was there taking notes. They followed this story.
Sure.
They were like, she's really hot. We're going to go down to Alabama and just camp out for a while. What do you think?
Hi, this is Lester Holt. I live here now.
I've just rented a house, and it's lovely. And
I'm a registered voter down here
looking
now.
for other blonde women on OnlyFans.
I've heard this is where there's a hotbed of horny.
I hear there's a hot prostitution ring going on with sexy MILFs down here. That's part 2 of this story.
Yeah. David Moyer just moved here, too, that sandbagging son of a bitch.
That son bitch. So, anyway, they sat with, this is Nancy Martin. The Martins sat with Jeff's mother, Carolyn, during the hearing.
Yeah.
They held each other's hands, the mothers and everything. They're like fucking Laverne and Shirley, these two. John Robbins, a defense attorney, believes the prosecutors have problems with their case. And, before the trial, he said they talked with more. They called with more talk of a plea deal. He rejected. They called back.
Yeah, they're like,
what less can you offer, though?
I mean, you can just leave after you hang up.
just say they have enough evidence and then hang up, and then you can just go. We'll just let you right out. And nope. And the defense attorney said, we discussed what would it take to settle the case, but they could not come to terms. The prosecution also notified the court that it was filing making a filing of new evidence, texts between Jeff and Kat, the ones that we showed. And the sergeant said it was apparently a very volatile relationship.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. It sounded like pretty normal, and they drink a lot, so that's also part of it.
That's a very drunk, been together 9 years argument. 14!
And if one of the parties is bipolar, too,
right.
and if you're with somebody that long and you recognize when the phases come on, if you see someone's getting manic and sending shit, that's when you're ignoring those, and you're like, this will blow over.
De-escalating.
I love you, I love you, I love you. De-escalate. So maybe that's part, and we're not trying to just
I don't know. I'm not
randomly defend him. I'm just we're trying to find
anything.
Ifs, what ifs.
Fucking anything.
Anything here, because this is confusing. So the jury is 9 women, 3 men. I don't know if that's good for him or not.
No, I don't think so.
I think he could have probably got that a little bit better rolling the dice.
Should have been 6 and 6.
Although the guys would have probably said, "You think you're jealous of her tits? Fuck you! You did this."
I would have been.
Come on, get out of here. So the prosecution tells the jurors here in the openings that the Wests did not have a harmonious marriage. And it was reading from the text. You're throwing away almost 14 years of a relationship she'd written about a week before she died. You don't want me. Fine. Someone will. I always want you, he replied. They said, yeah, that's how it goes. They told the jury in the first day of testimony here that he used a liquor bottle to kill his wife with a blow to the head. And he said, why hasn't he called this in? Talking about the 911 call saying he was there. He would later say that he was sleeping. It did not result from a fall, the prosecutor said. The severity of the head wound indicated that when this person got hit, they were going down fast.
Yep.
Okay, now, the defense talks about how the text, there was text, but they went from fighting to erotic.
Yeah, in no time flat.
So fast that the defense says, we're going to use these to defend ourselves. Like, you can just as easily use to defend. Right. Look at how quickly they make up. Next thing you know, she's saying, I want you to come over here and finger me. So what the fuck, you know? The defense attorney said, to me, it's a bunch of baloney. Okay. It's supposed to show the volatile marriage that they had. She's mad at him one minute, sending naked pictures to him, saying she loves him the next. Yeah, that happens. Awesome. Yeah, that's better than fucking no makeup. The defense attorney said anytime Kat said something that, quote, can be considered an argument, his response is, I love you, I want you, you're sexy. He knows exactly what she wants to hear.
Sure does.
And that's what that is. So the defense attorney showed a couple dozen more text messages that showed intimacy and love between the couple. Jeff repeatedly referred to his wife in multiple messages as sexy mama. And Kat often sent him photos of herself topless and in provocative positions. God damn it, she's an awesome wife. What a great wife. So he would reply, quote, your picture's hot as fuck.
Fuck yeah, it was.
Your picture's hot as fuck.
What else do you say, though?
Well, there's no way to be eloquent
all I've got.
From that. There's no way to be eloquent.
All I'm going to say.
All the blood is rushing somewhere away from your brain. How the fuck are you supposed to?
Look at those.
They want us to have these things to say.
All I got is, God, those are awesome.
The blood has left my brain. The part of me that forms words and sentences, it's gone from there. Don't know what to tell you.
I want to suck them. Shit. I'm so sorry.
He replied to one of her photos saying, looking good, sexy mama, which sounds like he's a trucker from the 70s.
Yeah.
Hey, looking good, sexy mama. Going to stop on by.
19, sexy mama.
Oh, baby. You see that mud flaps on her, buddy. I'll tell you what.
Oh, Jesus. I don't think that's a compliment, man.
Truckers, you never know. She replied to him at one point, thank you for making me feel sexy. I love you. So she
appreciates it.
They know what each other wants at this point.
And she knows what he means when he says that shit.
Exactly. Yeah. So the defense attorney said the state's case is based solely on circumstantial evidence. Nobody's going to come in here and tell you Jeff hit his wife in the head with a bottle. The medical examiner's not even going to tell you she was murdered. So definitely not going to say how it happened. We're very confident that when you hear all the evidence in the case, you will come to the conclusion that there's no murder here. Right. There's no killing. Jeff is not guilty.
Right.
So he also told the jury that the only reason national media and even local media were covering the trial is because she had pictures with her boobs out, literally. Yeah. He said, I find that to be a little sad.
Yep.
If it weren't for the Kitty Cat website, no one would be interested. And it's true.
Yeah.
They wouldn't.
Funny name.
Yeah, it's...
Does he mean the cougar one, or does he mean OnlyFans?
No, her, Kitty Cat. She goes by Kitty Cat West.
Okay.
That's how she does it. Yeah. So he said there's no discord between the couple about the adult photos. If they're going to try to say he's jealous, he says, yes, she had a website. She posed nude. She did that for her own self-esteem. Jeff was fully aware of what his wife did and assisted her in it.
Yeah.
He's trying to make her happy, it feels like, in that
cameraman.
So the sergeant who investigated this whole thing, he gets on the stand, Mike Melhoff, and he says, I wouldn't want to speculate as to, what drove him to that point. But I can certainly say that I feel that, yes, he's the one responsible for his wife's death. That's not real convincing, Sarge.
No.
I mean, I can't tell you why, how,
and you
when,
stuttered.
really. Yeah, and he did it. I know he's the one, but I know he's responsible somehow.
Jesus.
I can't prove anything.
Yeah,
I have
got
no
nothing.
evidence. Kat's mom testifies that she herself witnessed Kat in an intoxicated state go outside barefoot in any kind of clothes, underwear included, whether it was hot or cold, in varying stages of dress and undress.
Oh, boy.
When she heard her daughter fell down on the side of the road naked and cold, she was not surprised.
Nope.
At all. She was like, God damn it, I told her to stop doing that, literally. She said her daughter was a heavy drinker who had problems stopping herself once she started drinking.
Yeah.
She just kept drinking. She said she could not drink just one drink. Jesus. She testified her daughter would be up drinking long after anyone else who joined her drinking would go to bed.
She'd just sit up by herself?
Whoever she's saying, they would go away and she'd be like, I'll see you later. And she'd stay up and
I'm
drink.
going to have one more.
And her mom said that is when she would go wander around outside and take her clothes off and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, would frequently do that. She said that it was not strange to wake up in the middle of the night and see her half naked dancing outside.
All by herself.
All by herself in the dark with a bottle.
Whew.
Just drinking. So she goes, I could see her doing this and happening.
What is that?
She said her daughter would typically go outside while drunk without wearing clothes or fully clothed. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Sometimes with shoes, sometimes no shoes. She said, this is behavior I witnessed in both Florida and in Alabama. Okay. I saw her doing it since she was a kid. She's done this. She said that her daughter, she saw her daughter alive 2 days before she was found dead. She said that her and her husband took her to a follow-up visit after she got a breast job 6 weeks earlier.
She just got new boobs?
New tits.
Damn it.
You don't. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to say this. This is going to sound crass.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say this as a reality thing. You do not spend $8,000 on tits and then kill them.
I'm not wasting
and
$10,000.
I said them, not her, because that's what if you're a murderer who looks at your wife as someone you could kill, you go, I own those tits and I just bought them and I'm going to get my use out of them.
$10,000 just laying in the gutter? No way.
Not happening.
Not once.
Probably not. So they said that, that's how that went. By the way, she is the lone defense witness,
Who?
Nancy Martin.
Really?
Kat's mother, the lone defense witness. She said she saw Jeff at the funeral home where Jeff broke down while picking out a casket and was having a very hard time doing all this shit. She said, I know it hurt me, but I can't imagine how he felt. So,
wow, her daughter.
So they asked the prosecution, this is 48 hours doing this, were you surprised at how supportive Kat's parents, particularly her mother, was of the man the police say killed her daughter? Right. And she said, I can't really recall another case where the mother of the victim and the father of the victim were so attached to the suspect. Kat's parents are even giving Jeff legal advice. They help convince him not to testify. So they want him to get off on this, which... You don't see this very often. You'll see it in our cases sometimes in the beginning, but then once evidence comes out, they're like, we changed our minds.
The other part, too, of being a mom or a parent, really, of a murdered child, if you don't
You said that like your kid was murdered. Being the father of a murdered child and all.
In my experience.
In my experience of having murdered children.
But if he didn't do it, and we're sure he didn't do it, if they convict him of it, they're closing this.
Exactly.
If I believe that he didn't do it, I'm riding this till the wheels fall off so that force these motherfuckers to get back to work and find who did this.
And especially if you don't think anyone did it. If you think it was a fucking accident, you just feel bad. Now you're
don't want anybody to suffer for something that my drunk daughter did.
Your grandkids losing both their parents now for this. This is crazy. So the physical evidence they put out. 2-inch wound to the skull. Did not appear to, the medical examiner said it did not appear to have been caused by a fall. which then why wouldn't they rule it a homicide?
Yeah.
That makes no sense. The force of the blow pushed the woman's brain into its stem, they said.
Good God.
That's a lot.
That's a tough fucking
a big
shot.
blow.
Yeah.
Said it was a considerable amount of force to cause an injury like that. Scalp wounds bleed like mad. The brain is it's a very vascular structure.
Yeah.
They said that testified that it wasn't likely that she fatally was wounded from falling, particularly because she was only about 5'2".
Yeah.
She had less room to fall.
Yeah.
So they said, how about the object they believed killed her? And they said whatever it was had an edge, but it wasn't sharp.
Okay.
There you go. So it didn't cut it from that, but it had an edge.
Like a rock or a...
Now, the bottle, they said that 2 swabs taken of the bottom of the Lucid Absinthe bottle, the prosecutors say tested positive for her blood.
Mm-hmm.
Also testing positive for her blood was a towel taken from the master bathroom, which...
Could be anything.
I was going to say, I can't imagine how many people there's a little bit of their blood on a towel in their master bathroom.
Forget it. If I change my blade on my razor,
exactly.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Exactly.
It's a bloodbath.
You could pop a pimple and get
crazy.
blood. I mean, there's so many ways to bleed in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's not even fucking funny. And a white tank top retrieved from the laundry basket. Under cross-examination, they said there was no way to tell how long the blood stains have been there on the towel or the tank top.
Sure.
Might have been there for a month. We have no idea.
Don't know.
So in the closing arguments here, the DA tries to tie together this theory. He says Jeff lost his temper with his wife. He said he had a problem with her drinking and her social media usage, which no one else on earth said or thought.
Yeah, and as drunk as they both were, they're both the same amount of drunk.
That's what I mean. They were trading off drinks. They stopped. Here's your bottle. Here's my bottle.
Right.
That's not, I have a problem with your drinking.
No. You have your own.
Yeah, the prosecutors say the evidence from the night shows it. Jeff had thrown her phone into the street and clubbed her to death with the liquor bottle when she went after it. And he says that the way the bottle and phone were positioned convinced authorities it could not have been an accident. They said those are the 2 items stacked perfectly together right there on the street next to her body. That's what they said. But the defense attorney said there's no evidence added to that. Yeah. He said he does not have a history of violence either. This isn't where there's been 10 domestic violence calls.
Yeah.
There's no history of violence in this guy. He's never been arrested for shit.
Escalated fast.
Real fast. So the prosecutor, before it goes to the jury, the prosecutor asks, in the last-minute move, they convince the judge to let the jury consider a lesser charge than murder, too.
Okay.
Which they tried to offer an Alford plea. Now they're offering this. This is, we don't believe in our case.
Yes.
They said, how about reckless manslaughter? Put that in there too, which that's like a total accident just because you were fucking around doing something. And the defense attorney said they were afraid that they were going to lose the case.
Right.
And this guy said, the defense attorney said he wasn't real happy about the last minute lesser charge they introduced. You're trying the guy for fucking murder. You made a shit case and now you're like, well, how about this then?
How do I save my case?
Yeah. So the jury deliberates for less than 5 hours, which, I mean, Christ, we could we deliberate for a month about this.
Yeah.
And they find him guilty of reckless manslaughter.
Is that right?
You gave the jury a way out is what you did.
Sure did.
And they knew it. Murder's a step too far.
Yep.
With the mom saying no and all that, murder's a step too far. But they want to hold someone responsible because the prosecution's saying she was killed. So they don't know how to do it. So that's what
that's fucked up.
That's a compromise verdict, which happens all the time with juries. When you have 12 people together and you want them to agree on something.
And they sat through this, not just the jury, but the prosecutor sat through it. They know what they just did.
They know what they got.
I wouldn't be able to do it.
No shit. So both sets of parents were stunned by the verdicts.
Yeah.
His dad, Jerry West, said that was shit and you know it. Yeah, which is a great lie. I would love my dad to say that if I'm convicted of anything. I want my father to go, that was shit and you know it. Even if there was a pile of evidence, I want my dad to say that.
That
for me.
Dad said that shit about the Patriots win every time they won.
That was shit and you know it. God damn it. Bullshit. Tuck rule my ass, Tom Brady. That was shit and you know you fumbled. You fucking...
Matty Ice gave the game away. It was shit and you know it.
Shit and you know it. That's fucking funny. Her father said, I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. They were just shocked.
Yeah. That's a less frustrated man saying it's shit and you know it.
It's shit and you know it. Yeah, I couldn't believe it. He hasn't even got to that part.
He'll get there.
He was still unbelieving. You give him 15 minutes, he would have went, now I believe it and it's shit. And you know it. You know it's shit.
He was in too much disbelief to say it.
He didn't have it locked and loaded yet. Now, they bring in the 15-year-old daughter during sentencing to plead for her father here, to plead for her father.
I hope she says it's shit and you know it.
It's shit and you know it. She said, he's always been my shield against the world. Please give me my father back as soon as possible. Also, the mother-in-law, Nancy Martin, she also testified on his behalf and said it's a total shock of what happened. This is ridiculous. Please set him free. Set him free. Yeah. The judge, however, saw things differently.
Really?
And saying that he had plenty of time to take accountability for Kat's death during sentencing and didn't.
Oh, my God.
He said, for your own reasons, you don't intend to do so, so the jury had to do that for you. You, sir, may fuck off 16 years.
Oh, my God.
Which we just did a case last week where the lady got exactly 16 years for like a brutal murder.
Super did it.
That we know she did. And it was like fucked up, too.
And she's out or she's like almost out?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, she gets out
God
in a
damn.
while. So with credit for time served, Jeff will be behind bars for 13 more years.
God damn.
So the prosecutor said it was kind of a split decision. Are you kidding? You had no evidence. You got a conviction. That's pretty good.
God.
The reactions here, the assistant district attorney who tried the case said, obviously, we would have preferred a murder verdict, but we're glad to get a sentence as we did. At least they're not letting him go.
We can't believe it.
Even though we were going to let him go.
It was shit and we know it.
It was shit. We were planning on letting him go.
Yeah.
But we're happy the judge wasn't going to do
Wow.
that. For the defense, Jeff said he knows if he had accepted the plea deal, he'd already be home.
Wow.
Like this would be all over with for him.
I'm a dummy. I would have done the same thing, man.
I would have taken that fucking deal. We have gone over way too many trials that they're so unpredictable.
Yeah.
I can fuck yeah, I'll say anything you want. Get me the fuck out of prison.
Whatever leaves me free to say whatever I want after this.
Because then I'll get out and say I didn't fucking do it. That's crazy, and you know it. And it's the only reason they gave you that fucking deal. Shit, and you know it. So the attorney also says, in retrospect, he probably should have taken the deal. Well, no shit. Yeah.
Wow.
His parents both say we all think he's not guilty, and they sat down with the West there, and they said, who thinks he got a fair trial? And Jerry West, the dad, said nobody. And this is with all four parents. Nobody thinks that. They believe the judge threw the book at Jeff in sentencing for refusing to settle the case and putting everybody through a trial. So they said that, also they were upset that her daughter's been judged harshly in the court of public opinions, basically, as well.
The only bummer, James, is that fucking door closing.
The door, and also the movement on the phone.
It's not good.
It's not good, but that's all they have. I'm not saying I don't think he did it. I think he probably did it.
He had something to do with it. Nobody else has any reason. Yeah.
The door is open and closed.
It's
just too much. Unless was she wandering around till 4 a.m. too?
Yeah,
that
and
seems
he's
a bit
wandering
excessive.
around and not going and looking at what's over there on the other side of the road. You know it's your wife.
You see a blonde head. It's in the road.
It's her.
You know it's her probably because she's not in bed with you. Yeah. So anyway, the mother, Nancy here, Kat's mom, said it was the fact that she was doing these things that small towns don't understand.
Right.
So bring it back to small town murder here. Her friend Brittany is crying and said she's gone. That's heart-wrenching. They have a daughter that's in the mix of everything. And they said, that's what her mom said. Kat's mom said, yeah, there's a child involved here. And every week Lola goes with her grandparents to see Jeff in jail.
Jesus.
They said, are the four of you sticking together just for the sake of Lola? And they all laughed and said, no. And Nancy said, we're all family.
Man.
So they said when Jeff does get out of prison, this will be a family with someone missing still because Kat's gone. Yeah. And they said they asked on 48 Hours, they asked her parents, or they asked, how would you like her to be remembered? And Jeff's dad said a kind, caring mother. And Nancy said a kind, caring person who loved her husband and loved her daughter very much. Apparently Lola's being raised jointly by both sets of grandparents. They're like trading her back and forth. 2021, Jeff files a motion. He wants his guns back.
What?
I mean, he's not going to get him in jail, I don't think.
You can't have him.
But he formally requests the return of his guns and other property confiscated during the investigation.
None of that had anything to do with this.
They said she wasn't shot. They seized firearms from his home and truck during the investigation. They were not in evidence in the case and had nothing to do with the death. and an autopsy found, obviously, the blunt force trauma. He requested his guns, along with other seized property, to be released to his father.
Yeah.
The guns were passed down to West from his grandfather.
Oh, they're antiques.
They're heirlooms, and he intends to give them to his son if he ever has one, he said. Or if he ever gets out, or if his daughter's into shooting.
Right.
So 2022, he appeals. He argued that the circuit court erred in denying his motion for a judgment of acquittal, because at the end of the case, before it went to jury, they asked for an immediate acquittal. Here, let's do a pre-deal, and the judge said no. Which is just standard. Every case does that, and they always say no. So he said the state failed to meet the burden of proof to satisfy requirements of his guilt, and though he was indicted for murder, he was convicted of a lesser-included offense of manslaughter. And they said the charge, this is the law, the charge upon which the conviction rests is the only charge that is subject to appellate review. So the record reflects that West moved for a judgment of acquittal, notwithstanding the verdict, and a motion for a new trial. He argued that the evidence was not sufficient to support the verdict and that the verdict was contrary to the great weight of evidence. Sure. He argued in a brief that this conviction was against the weight of evidence because the victim had a history of alcohol abuse. The manner of her death was fucking inconclusive. It's still not a homicide. Yeah. Her high degree of intoxication presented a finding of an accidental death, and her injury was not inconsistent with a fall. The majority of the arguments were not supported by the evidence that was presented at trial, is what the appeals court said, and his appeal is denied.
Damn it.
There we go. So that is denied. He sits in prison. He can get out. Earliest he can be out is 2033.
We already did this, huh?
We did that.
God damn.
For a virtual live show.
Poor bastard.
Think about this, though.
Yeah.
Okay. When we did this was the 420 virtual live show.
Yeah.
How much weed did I make you smoke in a 2-hour period that you're not used to smoking?
My word.
Because you didn't look, you were like, your eyes were like, I don't think you would.
The end of that was not good.
You did not absorb much of this, I don't think.
Was that Cheech and Chong?
That was Cheech and Chong.
Oh, boy, that was that foot long.
Yeah, that was, I had the foot-long joint that I rolled. I rolled the quarter-pounder.
The fatter,
Not the real, but I rolled the big giant one, and we had the fucking cross joint. We had all sorts of crazy shit. So.
Boy.
Oh, I had the soda stream in your face, too. That thing, the Louvre.
And the Louvre, yeah.
Oh, yeah, got you good. So there you go, everyone. That is, and we did a little bit more detail.
Okay.
We always do more detail in the main show because it's longer than a live show.
Yeah.
And the live show, some of the details are, really want to hear those.
It's fun.
It's more of a comedy
it's
show.
Fun.
Yeah, this is more of a everything and
talk about
all the things.
Yeah.
So there you go, everybody. That's Calera, Alabama. We don't know if he did it or not.
I mean,
that's a mystery.
He's got too much saying he did.
Yep.
But he's also got everybody saying he didn't.
It's great. I think he did it, and I don't think they had enough evidence to convict him of it.
Really makes you wish she could talk.
Yeah, that would be great.
It'd be nice if she could tell us if we were right or not.
Put it this way. If you're gonna have a cause of like that guy's innocent, make it this guy, not Scott Peterson.
Yeah.
There's 100 times more evidence against Scott Peterson than there is against this guy. You know what I mean? So there you go. If you like the show, tell everyone about it.
Please do.
Get on whatever app you're on also. Give us 5 stars. It helps tremendously. We don't know why, but it drives the show up the charts, and it's completely free, and it takes 30 seconds.
Right.
So help us out there. Also, definitely head over to shutupandgivememurder.com. Get your tickets for the live shows. Austin, Texas.
Right.
Bring it. You're up next, guys. So
go.
don't fuck this up, Austin. I'm telling you. You don't fucking... It's not sold out. I don't know if we're...
Put your fucking boots on. Let's
not going
go.
to be coming back. There's a lot of cities in Texas. They're always trying to do that. And we said, well, Austin was good last time, so we'll go there.
Yeah.
And so don't fucking make us liars, please. Do that. Phoenix is sold out the next night.
It's awesome.
And get your tickets for New York at Terrytown, so you don't have to go
releasing those
deal
tickets.
with the city traffic.
Yeah.
And then Boston also.
Right.
And it's just outside Boston.
Medford.
Again... Not have to deal with the city traffic.
Beautiful.
We're trying to make it nice
Chevalier.
and easy.
It's a lovely
gorgeous
place.
theater.
God damn it.
It's going to be a real loud drunk shut up and give me mutter.
Should be great.
Mutter. I just
Give
said.
me mother.
Give me mutter. So get in there and do that. Hang out with us. Also, the virtual live show, if you're listening to this after the virtual live show happened, which was on October 30th, it's still there.
Still there.
Unless it's like a year later.
Right.
It's available for 2 weeks after to buy. Yeah. So you can buy, you can watch it 100 times, do whatever you want within 2 weeks of October 30th.
Yeah.
Hang out with us just like a regular live show, except you don't have to go anywhere.
Right.
We're going to wear costumes, which is also fun.
So great.
We can't wait. So please get in there. Shutupandgivememurder.com is where you get all of that. Also, social media. We're at Small Town Murder on Instagram, Small Town Pod on Facebook, at Murder Small on Twitter. And you should definitely, absolutely get on Patreon.
Get over there.
Patreon.com/Crime in Sports is where you get all of the bonus materials. Anybody $5 a month or above, you get an enormous catalog of back shit that you've never heard. I'm talking hundreds of episodes that you've never heard about. Grows every other week because we put 2 new ones out, which you also get. One Crime and Sports, one Small Town Murder. We give you all of it, baby, for the low cost of a price of a cup of coffee.
Right.
Can't beat it. This week, what you're going to get for the Patreon, we are going to do for Crime and Sports, we're going to talk about pedestrianism.
Son of a gun.
It's an old-timey, crazy shit thing. It's one of those things. If you like crime and sports and you like old-timey stuff, and when we make fun of it, that's what it is. It was a more popular sport than baseball and soccer in the 1800s, and it's just guys in mustaches walking and yelling at each other and taking performance-enhancing drugs. It's hilarious. So we'll talk all about that. And then for Small Town Murder, we are going to talk about exorcisms here. We're going to have a little Halloween layover.
Sure.
What is it? The Devil on Trial, I believe, is the name of the documentary, where they tried to use demonic possession as a defense.
Fascinating
And
choice.
so we'll talk about that particular exorcism to possession thing, and then a few other. We'll get into general exorcisms and see how that goes. So get in there. That is patreon.com/crime and sports. And what else do you get?
We give you some credit for it.
A fucking shout out. When does that happen?
Let's talk about
Right
it.
goddamn now. Jimmy, do me a favor, my brother. Hit me with the names of the most wonderful people on the face of the earth that keep our show flowing and rolling along. Hit me with them right now like an absinthe bottle.
This week's executive producers are Gary Howard, Kyle Norweg.
Hey.
Holy shit, Kyle, it's been a while. Larry Butterfast, it's been a while. Nice to see you. Wendy Loving, you're brand new, but we love you too.
Welcome
Evelyn Manicow. I don't know. It's her 9th birthday. Evelyn,
Her
thank
9th
you.
birthday?
I know.
I seriously
it's
hope-
unbelievable. It's not okay.
Listen, tell your parents
Yeah.
that
They're
2
doing
very
it wrong.
bad people have been in your ears and you can't have them there anymore.
Mommy and Daddy are doing this all wrong, Evelyn. I don't know what's going on.
Or all right. They're doing it just right.
Yeah, who's to say, I guess. It's up to you. Other producers this week, happy birthday, Evelyn. Other
Happy
producers
birthday.
are Trude, possibly Trudy, Pestless, Peaceless, Peacelees. I don't know. Peyton Meadows, Faraha Bayabisa.
Oh.
What? Bayibsa. Is that good?
It's harder than mine.
Not
so
for
I say
me.
that's a good one. It's harder than mine. I go,
Yeah.
hey, that's a good one.
Janice Hill, Scarlett Horbeast in New Orleans. Thank you so much. Anna
Regional
Lee, she
Horbeast.
was embarrassed that she I don't know. She saw us in Oklahoma City or Kansas City, one of the two, and she
Were you in the front
she
row?
Was no, no.
Front row center? Is that
she
where you
saw
were?
us on the street, James, and she was embarrassed for whatever she said.
I don't care. That's fine.
No need to be
I'm sure you were
embarrassed.
very
Thank
nice
you.
to us.
Anna Lee, thank you
Yeah.
for coming to the show. You
Thank
are
you.
a marvelous
Exactly.
young lady. Thank you.
I have no memories of crazy encounters, so I'm sure you were fine.
Other producers continuing are Andrew Chandler, Devin, nope, that's Kevin W, D Rock, Chrissy with no last name, Alexa Napieralski.
Yeah.
Nope. Casey Bazoob, Juan Lopez, DJ Tadich, I think, David with no last name, Amber J, Angel Abbott, Megan with no last name, Justin Tarleton Neville, Milster, Mr. Pissman. Got you. I think that's taking a jab at me, James. I think that's what that is. Chris Sen, maybe. James Gilstrap, Mine. James Lee, Jillian, Roxanne Keegan, Sarah with no last name, Mickey Pinto, Jennifer Pacheco, Catherine Hunter, Shirley Savory, Shelby Christopher, CMP Mofo, Cass Gilbreth, Kayla Barman, yep, Nicola Johnson, Nicola maybe, Gail Perry, Mike Weed Lira, is that right? Heidi Smith, Matt T, Emily Skinner, Patrick Murphy, Lady Dank Alex. I don't know what that means, but I imagine it's a gal who smokes weed, James. Alex.
My kind of girl.
Not a girl. Ryan Maureen Tubbs, Terry Hutchison, Stephen McLean, Brian Hennis, maybe Steph with no last name, Daniel Sulak, Gracie Edwards, Campbell Ross, Chelsea Wagner, Jen S. Taylor with no last name, Anthony? No, it's Amanda Shelton.
Anthony.
Jesus Christ.
I want to name him Antony, but it's a girl. We'll call her Anthony.
Anthony. Jesus Christ. Kyle Kinghorn, Quinn Campbell, Nick the Trucker, A. Snide, 1912. Holly Hargraves, Kristen Fredrickson, Mary Ryan, Cindy Patel, Alice Sartee, Natalie Randall, Gray with no last name, Lauren Huber, Aaron Santarella, Colleen with no last name, Alicia Guazdes,
What the fuck? GWOZDZ? That's not a name, is it? She just mashed the keyboard. Andrew Miller, Vicky Specht, Jude, or maybe Judy Sheridan, Joanne Cleary, Rachel Halgren, Richard Halgren, not Rachel. Sorry, right? Sorry, Richie. Ellen Kelly Johnson, Jennifer Gryshop, Jennifer LaFrance also. Chris Money, maybe Moni. Angela Sumter, Katie with no last name. Ashley Priestler, Aaron with no last name. Ryan Adams, probably not that artist guy, but he's terrific. Dana Persia, Danielle Beccina, I think that's right. I think that's right. Celine Zahn, Hugh G. Penis.
Oh.
Do you see how that doesn't sound right? It's not. Nobody's named Hugh G. Penis.
Penis.
Yeah, you got it. No. You got it. It's come on. Janus is the
Bart Simpson had better shit than that. Come on, guys.
Come on, Hugh. Sheila Reiser.
Steal from Bart. It works.
Jen Blystone, Laura Kotzik, Danielle Kopech, Rachel Reese, Juliet Highland, Laura Larson, Amanda Fabian Salters, Fabian. All right. Tiffany with no last name. Pete with no last name. James West, Kristen Gartman, Krista M. Chris G. Jennifer Allen, Alex with no last name. Hillary Keys, the 940. TJ Beaner Schnitzel. You son of a bitch. Okay. That's pretty good. Not bad. I hate that you made me do that. Melinda Hillary maybe. Ann Weeza, not going to do this. Weezerack. Wycherek. All right. Clinton, I've done the best I'm going to do. Clinton Bartek. Bartek. David Riviera. Rivera. Brandon Bowling. Lisa Fairman. King Cakes. Michael McDonald. Emily Crofts. Kayla Reynolds. Justin Quaznell. Gretchen Still. Anthony Batten. Ryland Sink. Shasha Shankia, holy fuck. Eleanor Steinmuller, Kyle Dunham. Fuck, it's coming off. Penny Wilson, Bean Cake, Wendy Walters, Elizabeth with no last name, Lydia Fenton, Melissa Lindsay, Carrie Kelly, Julianne Rosa, Chapetti with no last name, Glenn Schnell, Scott Spate, Jordan Williams, Gage with no last name, Becca Bowen, Christine Dufour, Joy Dene Portier, Sierra Spencer, Jenny Smith, that's Jenny Howard, Luke Messimer, Emily Cecil, Terry Frolic, Robert Graves, Tammy Lindsay, Lila G, Zach O'Grady, Sean Ingram, Kent Gillen, James Ott Hainawacker, Melinda Cole, Alice C, Fred with no last name, Lisa Bell, Mitchell Franklin, Sam with no last name, Andrew Clement, G Unit Smitty. We should have stopped at Roy Rogers. I don't know what that means. That's a quote from something, right? We should have stopped at Roy Rogers. What is that from? What is that? That's for the cheeseburgers, right? What is that from?
Yes, we should have stopped at Roy Rogers.
God damn
it. That's going to drive me crazy. Son of a bitch. You bastard. Fuck you. God damn it. Now
certainly should have stopped it.
We should have stopped at Roy Rogers.
Emily Bethel, Nikki with no last name, Joelle Bernard Richard.
Chrissy
what is
and Paulie in the woods in fucking Sopranos. We should have fucking stopped at Roy Rogers when they're eating ketchup. That's what it is.
When they're
Thank you.
Yeah.
Boom.
When they're tracing the Russian and freezing to death in the van.
Yeah. He wanted to stop at Roy Rogers. He goes, no, we're going to get a steak at the casino. It's going to be beautiful.
Should have stopped at Roy Rogers. Now it's starving. Joelle Bernard Richard maybe. Pamela Goodman. Nikki with no last name. Emily Bethel. I think I said that. Angie Cook. Lisa Olson. Megan Gerard. Gabe Grendy. Maximilian Bowers. Brianna Canning. Paula Garcia. The letter S. This show brought to you by the letter S and Cheyenne Parish, but also all of our patrons. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, so much. You've been tremendous. You're the best. And thank you for all that you do for us. You want to find us on social media, it is shutupandgivememurder.com. There's a drop-down menu. We're there. You'll find us. Keep doing that. Keep hanging out with us. Keep on coming back. And until next week, everybody, it's been our pleasure.
Bye.
If you like small town murder, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
It takes one guy out there to say, who's that Kyle who thinks he can just get on a microphone on a podcast and start publicizing this?
From iHeart Podcasts and Tenderfoot TV comes a new true crime podcast, Crook County.
I got recruited into the mob when I was 17 years old.
Meet Kenny, an enforcer for the legendary Chicago outfit.
And that was my mission, to snuff the life out of this guy.
He lived a secret double life as a firefighter paramedic for the Chicago Fire Department.
I had a wife and I had 2 children. Nobody knew anything.
People are dying. Is he doing this every night?
Torn between 2 worlds.
I'm covering up murders that these cops are doing.
He was a freaking crazy man.
We don't know who he is, really.
He is my father, and I had no idea about any of this until now. Welcome to Crook County. Available now. Listen for free on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.